on fire.
Yeah,
Good morning, good afternoon, and good day, folks. He's on fire. Allow me to welcome you to another episode of Orpheus. I'm Vince, your host and storyteller for this campaign. Joining me today, as always, are Aaron as Abernathy. You can say hello if you want. You don't have to. Allegra as Logan Rio Mercado.
Corn time.
Amanda as Mia Castillo-Benet. Unfortunately, she cannot be joining us today, so we will miss you, Amanda. Caleb as Colette Sawyer.
Good morning. We're doing a great job on intros so far.
It's phenomenal. Eli as Nakoa Kahuane.
Hey, good morning.
Sergio as Lavinia Aileen Dyer.
Yo, yo.
And Zakiya as Vivian 515 Aaker.
He's on fire.
On fire. Before we begin, as always, please keep in mind this actual play is intended for mature audiences. We've got elements of supernatural horror, violence, adult language, sexual situations, substance abuse, and a whole lot more. So viewer and listener discretion is advised. Music in this episode brought to you by Cryo Chamber and Epidemic Sound. Check them out online if you like what you hear. And other than that, obligatory Patreon plug, right? If you like what we're doing here, please consider joining our Patreon, right? Throw some money these folks' way, just to keep this sweet content flowing. So it's good for as little as $2. You join our Discord, you get to talk with all the awesome people there. It's a great time. Before we begin, does anybody have anything they'd like to announce? I know we've got the Delta Green Doom to Repeat Arc 2 finale coming out. Is that tomorrow?
Tomorrow.
Some point tomorrow. Yes.
Oh God.
Tomorrow on May Day, May 1st. It's May Day. Yeah. You get the D2R2.
We should just
finale.
mute our Discord notifications now.
You probably should. Should.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
Super looking forward to that.
Yeah.
What else? We got Orbital Blues coming next weekend, right, Eli? Mm-hmm.
Yes. We'll be continuing on with episode 2 of Orbital Blues. So you can check out the VOD if you want to get caught up with what the first crew or the second crew got into.
Love that.
Nothing good.
Any other big? I'm working on the return of Night's Black Agents. We're going to get that cooking here in the next month or so. Get back to that because that was a lot of fun. What else? Anybody else have anything? We got a lot of irons in the fire.
Yeah, a lot of irons in the fire, but
all right.
Yeah.
Beautiful. All right. Well, hey, without further ado, let's get this party started, right? So Eli, I believe you were going to take us through today's recap.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Here we go.
Ooh. These violet delights have violent ends, which as they kiss consume the sweetest honey. I've never felt more alive than these last few days. To know how far gauze can be stretched before it tears, to see fear in my enemy's eyes and know I did not have to reach further into the darkness of myself to find the strength to defeat them. And perhaps there is hope for this crucible. Shaw's manifestation after his death is a concern. He wore spite-like armor, twisted his form till he was unrecognizable. I never felt pain I couldn't soak. Perhaps this is a result of pigment and the corruption, or a catalyst by the violent manner of his death, but Rivas' presence in this event feels like more than a coincidence. Something is emboldening the darkness, and we escalate future challenges and retaliation. This last mission has taken its toll on the Crucible. This was a poor execution beyond the excuses of ghost phones. We keep finding missteps where in philosophy or in action, and for the longest time, I've been wondering what it would take to find the cohesion. Perhaps I was wrong to see the unchecked emotions that rule this group as a weakness. With the right direction, it could be its greatest strength. Our encounter with Rivas and Shaw is a testament to that. Something worth pursuing if we ever get a chance to return to the field. I just hope they can understand my absence after Inhale was necessary. Something is coming, and I feel as if all of this, the fetches, Rivas, Orpheus, white planes fall out of skies, everything, everywhere, all the little strands on strands that twist and tether over the void mean nothing. Their arrival was planned, a fixed point to dine on meat and spirit. That's it.
Nice.
Beautiful. Love that. Take an extra XP there.
Thank you.
Hell yeah. In the aftermath of the events at Colette's warehouse, police arrive, paramedics arrive. Logan is taken out in a stretcher, still conscious, but bleeding out. Stabilized, but clearly in need of medical intervention. Catching an axe in the chest will certainly do that to a living, breathing human being. You are interviewed, you are questioned. Colette, your father, is interviewed and questioned specifically with regards to the circumstances surrounding his kidnapping, his capture, and his incarceration there in the warehouse itself. You all are grilled on your acknowledgement or your relationship with Rivas, why you were targeted specifically. Of course, the DEA agent that you spoke with, Agent Hall, is at the scene. Very interested in why a person that you claimed to have had no interaction with decided to try to murder you.
Ah, shit.
Oops.
Yeah. But you are in absolutely no shape to sustain any prolonged questioning. You were very quickly rendered, what's a good word for it? Maybe catatonic by the painkillers and the morphine and eventually the anesthesia to undergo surgery to save all those guts and entrails that got absolutely tore up by that axe. Yeah, no biggie. In the immediate aftermath, Colette, obviously your father comes to you. He's not really the worse for wear. The ambulances need to take him away, bruised, battered, shaken, but alive and not terribly injured. Colette, what was that about?
I don't even know where to begin. I don't know what to tell you to make you feel better about what happened, and I'm so sorry that it is my fault that it came to you in the first place, but I've just been working on that project like you asked me to, and I know it doesn't look like I've been doing good, but I have been, and this was a symptom of something that I didn't know I was going to be a part of.
Colette, is this what you do now?
Yeah, sometimes it's a part of me.
He
Yes.
hugs you.
I think it's a little too much at first, but she does eventually crumple in. I'm so sorry, Dad.
I'm proud of you.
When I heard they had you, I thought that the one person in my life that ever thought that I was good for something would be gone. And I know that what happened is not ideal, but I'm glad you're still with me, and I hope you understand why I'm doing this, even for a little. I can explain it if you need me to.
No, you've been through enough for today, and I just want to sleep. But in a few days, can we talk?
Yeah, I'll answer the phone this time.
That'd be nice. That'd be nice. We can meet. You're not staying here, are you?
No. Every ounce of progress I made is now, well, it's on fire. So I think I need to find somewhere new to stay.
Well, if you need a room, we have one.
That's okay. I like sleeping alone.
Okay. Well, we'll meet for coffee or something, and you can tell me all about this.
Yeah, that sounds good, Dad.
I love you.
You stole my words. I love you too.
I'm gonna go take some ibuprofen or something. I'm not feeling great.
No, you're gonna get the good shit. We're gonna get you some Vicodin.
Oh,
I know a guy.
I wouldn't say no.
Okay.
and you go your separate ways. But there's definitely he's. You can't tell if it's guilt, perhaps, at pushing you so hard as he had, but seeing this new side of you and watching his mind has been stretched to its limits, trying to comprehend everything that just went down in that warehouse. People in the shadows whose arms turn into guns and blow off the heads of giant roided out security guards. Lot for an old man to handle. So,
a very shaken up Mandy Patinkin trying to understand.
A very shaken up Mandy Patinkin. Mandy Patinkin is the canon father. Yes.
So good.
Logan, you I mean, obviously the once the adrenaline dies down and you finally become cognizant of how badly you are injured. Consciousness is not with you for long. You eventually, fall, and then it's not long before the cops show up. And when you do finally regain consciousness, you have no idea how much time has passed. But you are in the hospital and you are recovering. You have been treated surgically, so we'll go ahead and we'll start talking about wound levels and levels of lethal damage as they are alleviated. But in the immediate aftermath of this, especially for those who are deceased, so Lavinia and Eli and Viv, what do you do? Do you just bug out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I leave quickly as I came.
Yeah. And Abner, you were asleep as well, weren't you? You managed to get to sleep.
Yeah.
Yep. So you bug out just as much. Mia, was Mia still? I can't remember if Mia was still.
Mia was a person because she and I were in the door together.
Yeah.
That's right. Yep. So she uses some of her connections and some of her abilities to help with the interrogation phase of the police response. But with that, we can skip forward a few days as the heat dies down. Kate, of course, lets you all know that you are on the beach until further notice after that particularly serious event and encounter that saw.
We fucking live on that beach now, baby. This is
You are.
Built a home on that beach.
It is. So you're pretty much. Kate, makes it clear that you're on call for the next few weeks, at least until the Thanksgiving holiday, which is just around the corner. We're getting close to. We're in early November, and we'll be probably going up to the week of Thanksgiving. On call. Kate kind of illustrates that there might be some desire to have you all come in and talk about your encounter with a no shit Jason, and a Spike corrupted PLE, post-life entity, to new students and some old hats alike, because not everybody in Orpheus has survived an encounter with a Jason like you all have. So you are kind of a commodity in some respects right now. Yes, Abner.
Can I milk the shit out of that?
You absolutely can. You absolutely can. Of course you can. How would you like to milk that, good sir? Please tell me.
I think I'm just like wandering the halls for a few days on end, just like anybody who isn't actively engaged in work. I'm stopping at them and I am just beating their fucking ear off.
The war story guy. Got it. Okay. Yep.
I'm making sure that anyone in any kind of a higher position than me, I want to make sure that they hear about it as much as possible.
Oh, absolutely. You even double tap some folks. You get them twice. And there are definitely some eye rolls that break the sound barrier. But for the most part, there are people that are actually interested in hearing about this, because it is a very rare phenomenon that Orpheus has encountered. And so even just from a basic scientific standpoint, and from a threat assessment and understanding standpoint, that's some good information for Orpheus to have. Because again, per Kate, the last crucible that went toe-to-toe with Jason was absolutely decimated, if not completely wiped out. So, very good. With that, Lavinia, what do you do during at least the next couple of days immediately following the incident with Rivas and Shaw? Yeah.
Well,
On the day of the incident, I think Lavinia would have hung around the crime scene for as long as possible, in trying to ensure that Colette and Logan and Mia are put somewhere safe. Abner, put somewhere safe. Although he's in ghost form, so I'm not as worried about him.
Mia immediately heads south to Colorado Springs to hang out with Her Majesty. So she hightails it for some weekends of
Wild debauchery.
Good for her.
wild debauchery.
Quality
yes.
time.
Quality time. One might even say loyalty, perhaps.
Is she loyal though?
Anywho.
Lavinia's surprised at how quickly everybody kind of dips, because usually that's her job. So she honestly kind of like enjoys the fact that she's the one that's still kind of around to ensure the living are ushered where they need to go.
Right.
But
And the one surprisingly who sticks around is Colette, a man who you come to understand is Colette's father, and you probably are there while they kind of reconnect and talk.
That's weird. That's
Right.
weird.
Lavinia, what do you expect?
Yeah. Ghost baby.
and I would be friendly to him, charming as I can. Not really, engaging much other than just making sure he's okay. The first thing I kind of would do coming back from, or at least the start of our beach time, is I remember somebody or a clue was given to us about the fact that pigment has a relationship with cults and religions in our world. I find that interesting, and I wanted to see if there's anything I could dig into that. Maybe even start building a database of like religions and stuff that I know actively use it.
Nice. Okay.
Kind of
Yeah.
start
So
getting more into pigment.
that would have actually come from, I believe, so Logan and Colette. They were both interviewed by the DEA, and I believe Agent Hall specifically referenced that. Was it to both of you, or was it to Colette?
It
Who's
was.
the call?
I think it was to me because he was offering me a job,
That's right.
which
so
I hope is still on the table.
absolutely, of course, it is on the table. Yeah. There are. How would you what's the methodology that you're going to use to try to go ahead and collect this information?
Okay, so we have this tip that pigment is sometimes used amongst the religious community. I would maybe start with like an internet search of the correlation between churches and pigment use, the discussion therein, and message boards, and then I would maybe try to go farther. I would maybe try to see if there are databases I'm familiar with, legal or illegal, to just kind of get more information. I don't know. I don't think Orpheus has much besides internal stuff. I don't know how much research has already been done on pigment within Orpheus, but I certainly would be scouring their archives and stuff.
Absolutely.
Not exactly sure where to start beyond that.
Okay, so let's get you to roll. Let's see here, because you've got some great. Start collecting those dice, because you've got some big old dice pools, don't you?
Yeah.
So let me pull up here. Let's do intelligence plus. You don't have anything investigation. Let's do enigmas. I'll give you enigmas.
Cool. I appreciate that. That's 4, and then you said in intelligence. That's 3. Exactly how many dice I have. Yeah. All right. And are we saying 6 is a success?
Difficulty 6. Yep.
Okay. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes.
Beautiful. All right.
No ones.
We will get back to you and what you find out, because I'm going to start pulling down some information.
That's fine. There's other things I'd like to do beyond that.
Okay. Beautiful. Yeah, let's do it.
I think once I learn that Logan is conscious in the hospital, I'd probably go and visit. I'd manifest and go and visit them.
Awesome.
You mentioned it's kind of November, so I think I might sit by their bed until they eventually wake up, and I'm probably admiring the window, and it's fall, the leaves are changing, and I might say hello to Logan by mentioning this is my favorite time of the year.
Fall? What is that?
Well, there's Halloween, the best holiday ever.
Agreed.
It gets cool, though I can't really feel it anymore, but it's pretty. I like times of change.
Change can be good.
Change is inevitable.
Change is the only thing that doesn't change.
How are you doing, Logan?
Can't really feel anything right now. I'm sleepy. The drugs
for
are
the
working good. Yep.
They know when you're going to be out of here?
Days. There's an amount of days. I might know them sometime.
Well, once you're good enough, I mean, I'm always around, so I'm happy to come and help you in any way.
Thank you, Vin.
Those events of the reason you're in this hospital, that's been on my mind, but it's also been on my mind our time in the club, when we first encountered Rivas. You remember that?
Mm-hmm. When we fought?
Yeah, we were guarding that stairwell, and we were doing everything we could to keep him from going up there and getting to Colette.
Yeah.
And I remember I heard you say something. You said to him, haven't you ever been in love with someone and they don't know it? You remember that?
I think Logan, that like cuts through all of the like medical haze that Logan's in, but I think they try really hard to make it seem like they're still in that medical haze.
Yeah, I said a lot of things. I said a lot of things.
You definitely said that. I remember it.
Maybe.
Do you have feelings for Colette?
Oh my god.
I feel like this is cheating because I can't lie good right now.
Oh,
Yeah, let's do this. Lavinia, let's throw it up to the dice here. Lavinia, go ahead and roll perception plus empathy.
Fucking Sergio.
All right. And Logan, roll manipulation.
Oh, good.
Plus
Manipulation.
I have no
Nice.
empathy.
So we're on pretty even ground here. Let's do manipulation plus plus empathy as well.
Okay. We know how well I roll.
Yes.
Yeah, Sergio's got this down.
We gotta make this good. One success, beautiful. How many successes there?
I rolled 2 2s, so that's 0 successes on my part.
Amazing.
Ooh, a twist.
So I would say
Twist.
with just the one success, maybe you're willing to buy it for now, but there's still enough there to where you want to dig a little deeper. Maybe that's what leads to the next question about if they have no kidding feelings for Colette.
Yeah, Lavinia kind of realizes, oh, I'm talking to somebody who's like, you know, in a hospital bed about something very personal. Maybe that's not the most tactful thing to do. She's not the most graceful when it comes to that. But
Cops don't even do that.
Right,
They shouldn't. Yeah,
right.
They shouldn't.
I think Lavinia would just kind of, she's not going to force anything, but she's going to say something like, Logan, I think you've realized how, especially after this last event, how mortal you are. You shouldn't hold back telling the people you care about that the way you feel about them. I think you should invite her out sometime.
Logan is going to completely ignore the last part of that sentence and internalize it deeply and instead turn to Lavinia.
Lavinia, do you have feelings for Colette?
I won't lie, we've grown close recently, yes.
I know, you guys have been talking so much. She deserves good friends. Be a good friend to her.
I am a good friend to her. That's why I'm talking to you.
Good.
I know from experience she's a very generous lover, and I think that I think that there's always room in her heart for more. And you have to remember, Logan, I'm dead, so I'm never going to be able to fill...
I'll probably die soon, so she can have your ghost lover, and that's great. That's all she needs. She doesn't need me dying, so that's good. You and her, you should keep that solid. That's a good thing.
I realize maybe I should speak to you again after you're off the painkillers, but...
No, I feel like I'm thinking very clearly now. I'm gonna die soon, and that's cool. As long as I die keeping you guys safe, that's cool. But you guys should... That's probably better. That's probably much better.
When you're sober, think about what our discussion was. I'm going to keep you alive, just how you plan to keep everyone else alive. So there's no escaping it, Logan.
Don't do that. I don't think that's worth the effort.
Okay, well, go back to sleep. I'll see you when you get back to the office.
Okay, hey Vin. Thanks for coming to visit me. I care about you.
And I care about you.
Good. You're a good ghost. We're good ghosts.
We are very good ghosts.
We killed a Jason.
Tell me
He
about
got
it.
all up in my guts and we still killed him.
He fucked you up good, yeah.
Yeah. That's okay.
I'll kind of walk out, let her fall asleep again.
There's a knock on the door shortly after you leave, Lavinia, and Kate is there.
Captain, Mommy.
Oh, painkillers. Captain Mommy. I'm gonna put that on my resume if you don't mind.
Yes, everyone
maybe
should call
some
you
business
Captain
cards.
Mommy.
Beautiful. How you doing, kid?
I'm emotionally terrible. I usually am. Physically, also terrible. That's a new one.
You want to talk about it?
No.
Beautiful. Here, she's got some like really crappy like grocery store flowers that like in like a mason jar that she just kind of sets on the nightstand. I just picked these up on the way over. I think you're supposed to do this when somebody's in the hospital.
Great. I love flowers. There was this fire. And I jumped out of the plane like I usually did, and I landed in this perfect little meadow, and all I could think of was all these flowers are gonna die.
Did you stop the fire?
Yeah, it only got to like a few of them. I made a big pit, a big trench pit, and then the just little sparks would go over, and then it didn't catch because they were nice green flowers. They weren't green flowers. The grass was green, and they were different colors. I think they were purple and yellow. I think there was some orange. They were like a sunset. It was a sunset meadow. I wasn't there at sunset. Logan's just
going off.
Word association of their own.
Kate just lets you kind of go, knowing that this is part of the process, and then she kind of puts a hand on your shoulder and says, "Get some sleep. Rest up."
I got Mommy.
I just want you to know I'm proud of you all.
We just killed a Jason.
Yeah, you fucking did.
Kate, you said people die to those.
They did. 4 of them.
I'm so sorry that your people died to them, but my people didn't. I'm real proud of them. I love them so much. You gave me a team of people, and I love them. Even my weird, stinky uncle. That bean man. Kate, I want to learn how to do things better.
I got you.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get you to where you want to be.
Okay.
Get some sleep. Okay. Call if you need anything.
When the numbers stop swimming.
Okay. All right. And Kate takes her leave.
I do have one other thing I wanted to do.
Yes, and I will get back to you with your information.
Yeah, that's fine.
Go ahead. Yep.
So, Lavinia will return to Orpheus headquarters, and she wants to look at the interview footage. She assumes that all of our interviews regarding the night at the club were recorded in some way, She wants to see them. She wants to watch them. Specifically, she wants to watch Abner's tape.
Oh, okay.
Can anybody just fucking get those recordings?
They can't.
I would assume not. I would assume not. And I will happily hack into Orpheus systems.
There we go. Let's do intelligence plus computer. Or
Great. That's 3.
Explain to me how this is happening.
3.
Because ghosts, Abner.
I'm gonna bump the difficulty up to 8.
Okay. Here we go. 10.
Because I think you do have a pretty substantial dice pool, and they do have relatively decent corporate security.
Ghosts in the system.
That one fell. Okay, I have 3 successes.
That's enough. Yeah.
DDoS them.
It is encrypted. It takes you a little bit longer to get access to it, but you do get access to Abner's interview footage.
I'm gonna watch his footage, and I'm gonna see that in the footage he does not lay blame. He does not shift blame. He just goes over the facts from his perspective. And up until this point, Lavinia has been very good about pinpointing or trying to pinpoint that connection that she has with each member of the Crucible in an effort to form some kind of empathic bond with them. And she's had a bit of a hard time with Abner, but she sees in this footage the same tactics that she employed in her interview. She does not shift blame. She kept her mouth shut. And so she watches the footage, and the next time she knows that Abner is in his office, she goes and she knocks on the door.
What?
Yes. Abner, it's me, Lavinia. I'd like to speak to you.
Oh, good morning. Would you like a can of breakfast?
I fortunately don't need a can of breakfast, but I appreciate that. What are you eating today?
Beans.
Any particular kind of bean, or you just don't really look?
I get the ones that are on the bottom shelf because they're old and they're discounted. It's like 50 cents a can. It's really economical. You save a lot of money that way.
Makes sense.
What did you want?
I've been thinking a lot about what happened with that Jason Rivas, and I can't get over how impressed I am, frankly, of our Crucible's power. Mm-hmm. We were warned about how this thing couldn't be stopped, and it had that other ghost. What was the name of that other gentleman that died and became a pigment ghost?
Fuck if I know.
Shaw. There was Shaw there as well, but we managed, all of us, to come together. To be honest, I was the most useless in the situation, but you were quite powerful. Would you agree? Would you also agree that, well, frankly, our Crucible has been having issues connecting and finding cohesion?
No, you all seem really friendly.
Well, you say you all like you're not part of the Crucible.
Well, when you're in charge, it's different, You can't be friends with your subordinates.
I suppose it is one way to look at it. I've been going over these elements in our head, like numbers, the things that make us work and the things that don't make us work, and I don't know, I've been moving them around in my head like a chess piece, and it's partly my thought that one of the reasons we might not be working is, well, I'd like you to consider stepping down as the leader of Crucible 12.
Is it April 1st? No, it's October.
I know this must come as somewhat of a shock to you, but I've thought about it, and I just think a different leader would be taken more seriously, and
What do you think I am, kid?
Why don't you tell me what you are?
Do you think I'm that easy?
I don't think you're easy at all. No, I think you're quite intelligent, and I was hoping you'd be able to see for yourself that while I think you should be a part of Crucible 12, I'm not sure you're the perfect fit for a leader.
What? Because I don't go hang out at your slumber parties.
That's part of it, yes.
What? You think my brother's kid wants her weird uncle hanging out with her and her friends? I'm your fucking soccer coach, lady.
What does that mean?
I appreciate your point of view, and I understand where you're coming from, but I think you need to look at the fact that the team was quite discombobulated after that last event, and instead of listening to us, you kind of shifted the blame on us. And I think that, I don't know. I've looked at folks like Nakoa, and I've looked at folks like, I even think Colette has potential to be a good leader.
You all still have jobs, right?
As far as I understand, yes.
None of you have been fired?
No.
Then you know, as well as I do, that what you just said is complete bullshit. I didn't rat out fucking anybody. You're all still here because I decided to let you all still be here. So don't you come at me like this is somehow my fault, because at the end of the day, I'm here covering all your asses, making sure you still have jobs.
I'm sorry you took offense to this, Abner. I was hoping you'd have a little bit more of an enlightened position, but I understand why you might be a little obstinate.
Whoa, what? You're surprised that your boss doesn't quit because one of his employees asked him to? That's weird to you?
One way or another, I'm going to get my way. Either you're going to become a better leader, and I hope you do, or I'm going to gather enough evidence against you to get Kate to remove you.
Evident. Okay, kid. Okay.
I look forward to our next mission, Abner.
Get the fuck out of my office.
I think she will dematerialize and walk out. And that's all I wanted to get done today.
Absolutely.
That was my to-do list. It's so good.
Absolutely savage.
You're
Lavinia
fucking
chose
soccer
violence.
coach, lady.
Yeah. That was good.
That's a
Good
great
line.
line.
Good line. So in the course of your downtime, as you begin researching these pigment cults, there are a few names that come up. There's the Children of the Angelic Host, First Step, the Aphrodite Society, and the Temple of the Mother of Vision. The Temple of the Mother of Vision tends to be one of the more public-facing. And the essential idea is that these cults have all kind of sprung up. They weren't pre-existing religious movements, but they seem to have sprung up around pigment, around the use of pigment.
Are these like Christian derived? Are they just straight up cults?
Straight up cults.
Yeah.
Straight up cults / religious movements. A lot of them are kind of like New Age mystical. In fact, this the Temple for the Mother of Vision is one of those. It's more on the New Age, like kind of modified Wiccan side of.
So there
of the
is like a
religious
pagan
movement.
influence.
Yes. Yep.
And then I'm sorry, could you go over the other ones again one more time?
I can indeed. Yep. So you've got Children of the Angelic Host.
Angelic Host. Okay.
And I'll put these up in chat later.
All right.
First Step, and the Aphrodite Society.
Aphrodite Society. Now, Children of the Angelic Host. I mean, to me, that's
Christian.
Christian-y, right?
That is a more Christian delineated movement. Yes.
First Step sounds like a recovery program almost. It has
kind of does. The whole idea behind the name is that to become one with the beyond, the spiritual side. The first step is to open the mind up, and pigment is viewed as the necessary tool to make that happen.
So is it like a Scientology thing where there are levels? Okay.
Yep, absolutely.
Okay, I will probably, and you don't have to give this to me now, I'll probably start gathering names of like the public figures of these organizations.
You got it.
The intention is to start building some kind of a database here with these weird religions.
Beautiful, love it. Yeah, I know what I'm doing with my next prep session.
Yeah.
No, perfect. That's great. I'm glad we're going down this avenue here. This is good stuff. So yeah, the temple of the Mother of Vision is definitely one of the bigger ones. But I will get you information on.
And when we say big, are we talking like a single large church's worth of people, or is it a network?
Yeah, I'd say maybe like a church's worth. Definitely, at least when I say big, maybe the one with the biggest public presence, the most
gotcha.
outwardly facing socially.
They have an
Like some
Instagram.
of them, yeah, they do. Yeah, like Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all the good stuff. The others, they barely have GeoCities pages. Like it's just very very low level. But this one seems to have embraced technology to get the message out and bring people in. In fact, you hear that kind of one of the big areas that they do a lot of their recruiting are actually college campuses. So they're going after a much younger, hipper demographic.
See. Okay,
Yep.
Gotcha.
Do they advertise pigment in their message? Like because pigment's like a modified heroin, right? Is it?
It pretty much, yeah. It still hasn't been. Like the DEA is still studying it to quote unquote classify it as like a scheduled substance,
Right.
But they definitely make numerous mentions to like a Eucharist, to various avenues to open up one's mind and third eye and all that stuff. So there's no like outward facing allusions to illicit substances, but there's definitely, if you read between the lines, especially somebody with your background, yeah, they're getting high.
Okay. I can't really think of anything else I want to ask you at the moment. Okay.
Beautiful. All right, so let's Eli. Koa, what's Koa get up to?
Well, definitely after the events at Colette's warehouse, Nakoa had to shamble somewhere because Nakoa was very was on 3 vitality.
Oh yeah, no willpower left either, right?
No willpower left.
Yeah.
So I probably would have gone back to Batu's to try to like spend some time healing. And yeah, I think my time on beach time will be kind of spent straddling time between being at Batu's estate as well as doing any general work at Orpheus. I imagine Kate, or I need to debrief because I have yet to talk to anybody about the events that happened at Inhale or any of that. So I probably have to come in one day to do that.
Yeah. Yeah. In fact, to talk about that. So yeah, Kate definitely, once everything kind of dies down to a more suitable level, Kate definitely asks you to come in, and is the one to do your debrief. So she, kind of sets you up in a little interview room. How you holding up?
I'm fine. Healing, stitching myself back together. It's fine.
Yeah, your gauze is looking a little ragged at the end there.
Yeah, I expended
Handling
a lot
yourself well there.
You know what I'm doing, so.
Yeah, you do. You want to talk about it?
I mean, what is there to really talk about? I mean, if you want a debrief of what happened, if you want my findings about encountering Jason and Pigment, I can give you my thoughts.
Yeah, I'd like that. We don't have to talk about what happened with Shaw, and she looks up at the camera in the corner of the room, kind of recording the interaction. So we don't have to talk about that here, but we can talk about what happened after.
Yeah, I mean, so I would probably just explain a bit about what we did, how like we had to beat Rivas, like the level of like physical damage and that black Aaker. But I will ask, like, Shaw, like, what is that? Like, Shaw turning into that thing, that creature, like, what is that?
So we've seen that in a lot of cases where an individual's spite has just run rampant to the point that where they can no longer hide its effects on their spiritual form. I mean, everybody has spite. Everybody has a spiteful side. Everybody has a little bit of hate, a little bit of anger in them. But that's the battle we fight sometimes. Some of us can tap it and use it to our advantage. It can kind of bring to the fight what Shaw did, but it's temporary. It's not permanent. Some people, where it's gotten out of control, where they've surrendered to it completely, they wear it like a second skin. Shaw was, if I had to guess, one step away from being a specter. That's the progression. That's what happens.
What I couldn't tell is if Rivas had any influence or control over him, because that would be a very troublesome thing too. No.
We've seen some specters that are able to wield influence over lesser forms.
Something's up, Kate. Like, this is unusual. This is an influx by massive amounts of degrees.
Yeah, things are picking up.
I mean, are other crucibles experiencing the same level of encounters with fetches and all of this? Because it's astronomical.
We've had a couple on salvation runs, but I mean, not like this. You all kind of been honestly, at the forefront. I mean, you were the first ones to run into fetches again for the first time in a while, and now this. I don't know if it's coincidence. I don't know if it's targeting. I don't know if it's things just reaching a fever pitch. There's not enough data. I will say, business is a booming right now.
That's not comforting.
No, I suppose not.
Did you ever learn how to forebode?
I did. Yeah, I did. I tend to. I don't like to do it.
Why? Have you seen something?
No, not recently. I haven't used it recently. I just use it sparingly because it's so. Honestly, it never shows you what you want to see.
What does that mean? What did it show you that made you believe that?
When you were alive, you ever have lucid dreams?
Sometimes, once or twice, I don't know.
Like fucked up dream logic, like things that just don't make any sense, always open for interpretation. Sometimes I just wanted to know, person A is at place B doing thing C. Like, that's all I want to know. But with forebode, it's a roll. It's literally a roll of the dice. Hey, pun intended. Every time you open up that third eye, you tap that part of yourself, and I was much better and much quicker at finding people the conventional way versus using that.
I don't like using forebode to find people. I feel like that's just problematic, but I have been seeing something. Would you be willing to look at it and see it too? I need somebody to see what I see because I'm the only one who sees it and nobody can understand it. And it's frustrating because I'm looking at pieces to a puzzle of something that's going to happen, and it's going to happen very, very, very soon.
Yeah. I mean, have you asked Logan, or have they not learned it yet?
I can't. Logan.
Well, they're in the hospital, but I mean, before this.
No, I haven't. Logan hasn't shown any aptitude for it. Don't want to push something that they are not ready for.
All right, yeah. Yeah, let me flatline, and I'll we'll give it a shot. And she does. She kind of props up the chair in the corner and takes a moment and just, legs flat on the ground, feet flat on the ground, hands on her knees, just breathing very steadily in and out, very meditative. And you watch her body slacken as all of a sudden her gauze form is standing right next to her.
I want to give Kate one of my benefits. I believe it's the whale benefit that lowers the rating for the die pool.
Yes. Yep.
So she has a more likely of seeing it.
Love that. Okay. So we will pull up her pool and we will make this happen. That's 3 successes. And if you want to roll as well, we'll say that you two are kind of combining your vitality at this point and trying to share a vision of what's going on. Yeah, go ahead and make that roll.
That's 2 successes.
Okay. So
Yeah, 2 successes.
2. We'll treat that as 5. And you touch gauze and you share that vitality, that electrical jolt that kind of pumps through both of your spectral forms, and you're both gone. And when you open your eyes, or at least when vision, some semblance of it returns, you are home again in Hawaii, and your family is gathered outside around picnic tables, food everywhere, laughing, music, the smell of cooking meat, all of it. The sky is dark. It looks like rain on the horizon. You can practically smell it at this point. You can practically feel the static in the air as lightning nears. In fact, you can hear distant booms of thunder as it grows closer. And eventually there's one peal of lightning, and what you blink almost reflexively, and Kate recoils ever so slightly because she's here too, like a shared dream, a shared vision. And when it clears, you see the bodies of your family just everywhere, scattered all over the ground. Some are shot, some are cut, some are bludgeoned, some are burned. And standing above it all, closer this time, much closer, are the Reapers. 1, then 2, then 3, 5, 6, more than you've ever seen. 7, 8, emerging from the shadows, and behind them, fetches, frighteners, all the other varieties of specters, some that you've never seen before, some that look like Shaw, marching behind them. Not necessarily in any sort of formation, but more like a gaggle, just an absolute horde of just pure hatred and hunger. And you see yourself, and you see Viv. Eyes blackened. And you return. You see that every time.
Every time. It's a fixed point.
Jesus fuck, Koa.
I can't see anything past it. I've tried.
I mean, have you talked to your family recently? Do they even know you're still around?
No. I'm dead to them. I haven't made contact. with them since.
Is there any concern that anything is going to go after them?
I don't know about that. I think it's more of a representation of something bigger. Whatever this is gonna take everybody. It's gonna open something bigger. I don't know. There's no catalyst. There's nothing that triggers it. It's just going to happen.
I've never seen anything like that. Those Reapers, we've run into them before. They're specters, just like everything else. I've never seen one. Not like that. Yeah, just keep... I wish I could tell you what to do. This is... I'll mention something to some of the other Banshees on staff. We'll see if we can... We'll see if anybody else is experiencing anything similar. I'll put a report in. We'll pull our resources, see if we can kind of, I don't know, get some psychiatrists involved, have them do their thing on it, see if they can attribute any meaning to this thing, but I don't even fucking know where to begin. And she looks shaken. She looks like pale. Koa, believe me, I've been doing this a minute. I've never seen anything like this.
Yeah. I don't know either. Are you okay?
Yeah, just keep me posted, and I'll let you know as soon as I hear anything.
Okay. With that, I'm going to leave, and I'm going to go find Viv.
Okay. All right.
Because that was not what I wanted to see today.
Yeah. She's probably on Orpheus' site. I think she's like channeling all of her stress and rage into an unfortunate Peloton in the training area.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And just like rattling it. I think her like helter skelter is going. So there are just parts of the Peloton around, but it's still going. And she's just in the zone.
Love that.
You're getting better at that. I'm just like pulling a cigarette out.
I don't think riding a bike. No, that makes sense. The ghost shit. I got you.
Yeah.
I don't think you're allowed to smoke in here. Does ghost smoke work?
I like blow out smoke and it just goes and then refashions back into my gauze. I think we'll be fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to take a break? For like 5 seconds?
Sure.
What are you doing?
I'm great. I'm good. Fine.
Come with me.
Yeah, okay. And she follows you out of the gym.
I'm going to take Viv to the top of the Orpheus building, to the rooftop.
Okay.
You're muted, Vince.
Yeah, that works. You're easily able to get up there. No problem.
Yeah. It's a nice, cloudy, cold November.
Beautiful view.
Yeah, just staring out for a minute, just smoking a cigarette. How have you been lately? You been okay? I'm slowly doing check-ins with everybody, so.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I got all my vitality back, so and I didn't take a lot of damage because I made my hand into a big gun, so I'm okay. Mm-hmm. Honestly, I'm fine. You're like the 4th person to ask me if I'm okay, and I'm starting to think, like, is there something, I mean, there's a lot of things wrong, right? Mm-hmm. But is there something new that's wrong?
Involving you? No. I just have an intuition for these kinds of things. It's general check-in. It's normal for people to be concerned about another person when traumatic events happen.
Right, but we're both dead.
Yes.
Let's do some rolls. I want to see some rolls for this. Let's do.
You have feelings regardless if you're dead. What do you want to roll?
I was going to say, what do we roll?
Koa, let's do manipulation plus empathy.
Cool.
And Viv, let's do perception plus either awareness or empathy, whichever's higher.
Okay, perception.
I've got ghost feelings.
There's lots of that going around today. Today on a very special episode of Orpheus.
Ghost feelings.
I have 4 successes.
4, beautiful.
I have 3 successes and 2 ones. 1 success.
So you buy it. You buy whatever Co is selling.
Okay. Yeah, that's very managerial of you.
I mean, it's also just a normal thing to do. It's not we may be dead, but we have feelings and emotions. I'm a banshee, for God's sake. More importantly, because of some past events, especially at the zoo.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen it? You've had to have seen it. The fragment. The one that looks just like you.
Yeah, I've seen it.
And you've talked to it?
They do speak.
Mm-hmm. They do. What did it tell you? Can I ask that?
Honestly, they're pleasant, despite everything we've heard about them. They're honestly very encouraging.
Encouraging you to do what?
Just
exactly.
Doing a good job. Proud of you. High five, that kind of thing.
Sometimes praise is not constructive. I hope you can discern the difference between that.
I'm going to be honest with you, I cannot. But I understand that that's a thing. Now I'm curious, you've seen mine or you've seen yours? Because
I've seen my own. I can't see yours, I don't think. Maybe I can. That'd be interesting to know.
So this Shaw thing obviously was a little bit bigger than we thought.
I killed a man. If that does things in life and in death, it takes a lot to kill a soul. I crushed his sternum until he choked on his own blood.
Yeah, that'll do it. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to say. I usually just try to find the good part of it. It did look really badass, but I also understand what you were talking about with trauma, and probably not the place for compliments.
I'm handling that in my own way. My concern is you feeding into something that you shouldn't be feeding into. That fragment is not a good thing. It's going to lead you down to something far worse, like being like Shaw.
But I'm not like Shaw. I mean,
are you? I mean, like, yeah, sure, you didn't stalk people or murder people, sure, but Shaw was also very arrogant, ambitious, willing to do whatever it takes to resolve his, appetites and problems. So that doesn't seem far off base at the current rate you are going.
Unless you can find any other information about that one night I asked you to see, that hasn't moved forward at all. And honestly, what else are we supposed to be doing? I know that we're employed here, but is it not our job to figure out this unresolved business? Like, I'm doing my job, my actual job. It's nice to come here and kill stalkers every now and again, but I'm not meant to be here. And I don't care what happens while I'm here.
Mm-hmm.
I did when I was alive, and I care about the people I see now, but I've got it under control. I'm going to do what it takes. I have 2 things on my list, and once those things are done, I don't care what happens. So thank you for checking in on me, but I'm fine.
Okay. I've brushed up against you once and know that you are a force of nature in your own right, and there's no way I can push a poltergeist or to do what I want to do. So
That's right.
just be careful.
I'll let you know when I turn evil. How about that?
All right. I'm just gonna shuffle on out because
Anything else you'd like to do with your time?
I mean, probably would be involved in doing some training with Orpheus on new recruits and stuff like that. Since I can't do field work, I can do internal work.
Yeah, they actually bring you in to address different classes and training. In fact, you're all even brought in as a group to talk to some of the senior shot callers in Orpheus about your encounter with the Jason, and what that was like and what it required to stop them, how they responded to certain attacks on its form, all of it. It's kind of, you may almost, besides it being a point of pride with some of you, there's a certain point where it probably gets a little much having to talk about it so much. But
Not me.
you know, yeah, not Abner. Abner's digging it.
Get it up.
But yeah, they definitely have you talking to classes. They definitely have you talking about how, when in your encounters with specters, how you brought your horrors to bear to counter that threat, how you used vitality sharing in the case with Kate and Nakoa to stay in the fight, to keep your gauze together, to maintain your form, all of that. But yeah.
And then, yeah, after that, then I would probably just be hanging around at Batu's place and hanging out with her and just spending time healing and just getting back up to the bar.
Awesome. All right. Well, I think that's a great place to take a break for about 10 minutes. And then when we return, we'll get with Abner, Viv, and Colette, find out what's going on with them. So,
All right, cool.
all right.
Yeehaw.
See y'all in 10 minutes. Hey, folks, we are back. And we'll just keep this party train right on rolling. So let's start with, let's start with Viv. Start with Viv. Yeah. What do you do during your downtime?
So the first thing I want to do is
Tap spike.
no,
Speed run.
not this time.
Get another
No.
Sam, let's go.
After I think knowing that Logan's in the hospital, by this point they're still like bedridden, right?
Yeah, we'll say for at least for a week, and then they'll start, because Logan's hardy. Logan's hardy and in good physical shape, so could probably recover pretty quickly, all things considered. So maybe a week. About halfway through your beach time, they'll be able to get up and get moving.
Okay, then I will go to Lavinia.
Lavinia.
Especially if you're
Interesting.
on the Orpheus site.
Always.
Cool. Just show up. I gotta make a run. You want to help me?
Absolutely. I've got nothing else to do.
Okay, great. So everyone's joking about this ghost phone shit, but it's seriously a problem for me. So I'm going to.
Don't do this.
You're going to invent a ghost phone?
No.
Oh.
No. I'm going to go get my phone.
Ah.
But it's in my old house, and there's
Okay.
someone there.
Someone you don't want to see?
I don't want them to see me.
Okay.
So I need a distraction, and my favorite distraction is in the hospital. So I need you to cover.
So, all right. Yes, I will be your second favorite distraction.
Great. Great.
Not
think
everything
Viv
I
just-
say
my new
is double
favorite title.
entendre,
It
goddammit.
was just hot. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It worked.
Viv wasn't thinking it until you said it back to them. It's like, yeah, that's
Well, I guess it is just my mind then.
okay. Great.
I don't want to know who this person is. I already know how I'm going to approach it.
That's frightening. No, I need you to tell me. I need you to
Well, I
tell me
was
what
going
you're
to be
thinking.
my usual charming self and just, introduce myself as a new neighbor or something and, kind of asks about the area and what they like to do while you go in and do your thing. What? Why is that weird? You're giving me a face.
It's not weird. It's just, like you said, everything you say has like 3 other secret meanings underneath it.
Viv, I'm not a bad person. I just died that way, okay?
I know you're not bad. Just sneaky. Don't try to seduce my girlfriend, okay?
Oh, okay. Ooh. Well, I will try not to, but I am a flirt, so...
And I don't see... And she grabs her shoulders, just in an honest, real way. Do not try to seduce, kiss, manipulate, whatever Game of Thrones shit you do. Don't do it. Just talk to her.
I will be my most boring I can possibly be.
Thank you. Yes, good. Okay. And we go to the apartment.
Okay.
You're
muted.
I'm muted?
No, I'm good. No, sorry, okay. I was there was something going on. So you go to the apartment, and is this during the week?
Yeah.
Okay. You go up to the apartment. It's muscle memory, right? Getting there, you know exactly where it is. Yeah, what's your approach? What do you just like walk through the door and what happens?
Okay, so you're gonna go in like a normal person.
I'll knock on the door, right?
Yep. I'm gonna be a ghost until I'm not a ghost anymore. I just need to find my phone first. But I will be a ghost until I find it, and then I haven't planned this far. I honestly didn't think you were gonna say yes, but I'm either going to put it on an altar or just take it with me. And if I take it with me, I'm gonna give it to you. Oh. Okay, so while you're in there, just go to the bathroom. Just towards the end. And I will try to give you my phone in there.
All right, so we'll do the swap in the bathroom, but first I've got to get into the bathroom.
Yes.
All right, if she doesn't let me into the bathroom, you might need to chuck it out a window or something, and I'll catch it the best I can.
Good. Great.
Just like dangle it out a window so I can see it and drop it, and I'll get it. I'm saying that's worst case.
Okay, that's fine. I think she's gonna see me sticking my phone out of a window.
You won't be corporeal, will you? I suppose you have to if you have to.
Yeah, to hold my... Yeah.
Let's just play it by ear. That's the funner part.
I'll give you a sign. It'll be a subtle sign.
Okay.
Great.
I have a stain known as shifting identity. I can make myself look different. See, the stain slowly shifts the spook's looks, identity around still silly putty, reflection of how little they knew themselves. Because ghosts are essentially avatars of their personalities, they can tweak facets of themselves. With the stain, the character can exchange 1 dot in charisma, manipulation, and appearance with another by manipulating elements of the very being. So if I understand this, I can move 1 point from one of those into another. Am I wrong?
You can, yeah, but there's typically a downside to that. So
there is, but I'm a hue, and I'm allowed to, for this scene, not deal with that disadvantage.
Got it. Okay, what was the name of this one again?
Shifting identity.
Shifting identity. So disadvantage. Feature I
kind of want to shift a point into what I think the social attribute is that would get me to get into the bathroom, possibly manipulation.
Got it. Okay, go. Absolutely.
All right, so I'm going to put an extra point in manipulation. I'll have 3 instead of 2. Charisma goes down by 1.
Got it.
With the intention that I'm going to eventually ask her to go to the bathroom, and that's why I want to do that. But I'll let Viv, go to the inside. Like, I see her go inside the apartment, and I'll wait a minute.
Okay.
And then I'll go and knock on the door.
When you go inside, Viv, there's no one there.
Zach, you're muted.
Does that stick out to me? Is that weird?
No, knowing they do have a job, but they also have a lot of other side hustles with various protests, social justice movements in Denver.
Okay.
They are very, very good at finding ways to keep themselves occupied.
Okay.
Start hearing a knock on the door.
Okay, great. Then after making sure that it's empty, she'll just open the door for Lavinia and manifest it.
When,
Never mind.
Yeah, when you open the door, Lavinia has actually changed herself to look like not uglier, but just has a more obnoxious face, like an annoying new neighbor. I'm like, change of plans?
She's not here.
Oh, excellent.
You can
and
stay.
I'll just walk in. Yeah, I'll walk
Okay.
in and start opening the fridge and looking around the cabinets and stuff. I'm helping you find your phone.
Yeah, okay. In the refrigerator?
All right, that was for me.
Yeah. Okay, then I'm gonna look for my phone. I don't know where, she would put my stuff. It's been a year.
Okay.
Did you have your own room or your own office?
No, I don't think I would need an office, and we probably shared. There's one bedroom.
Did they have an altar set up to you?
Yes.
Got it. When you find it or where it's supposed to be, it's been fucking destroyed.
No. What?
I need you to take a spite point.
God damn it.
And you immediately see yourself grinning wildly, using Helter Skelter to completely destroy this altar to you.
Wait, what? Do I see this?
No. You see that the altar is destroyed. But you know the source, Viv.
Mm-hmm.
So she gets the vibe that evil her just did that.
Right. And you take a spite point.
This isn't good.
Mm-mm.
Who do you think did this? Did your girlfriend do this?
No. Fucking Shadow Viv did it.
I've heard about these people you have to deal with. I don't have to because I'm a Hugh, but this is obviously bad. Can we do it to them? Do they have an altar?
No, I think they're me. I think this would be their altar. It is taking everything. I think Viv is visibly shaking. Stuff starts not floating, not full Gene,
shaking.
But yeah.
Maybe we should find you a Peloton or a bird scooter to take your wrath on.
This is worth more than one bike. Okay, I'm gonna kill her. It's simple. I'm gonna kill her.
Can you kill her?
Only one way to find out, right?
If you kill her, does that kill you?
Only one way to find out. I mean, she's been in here. Well, Ajax has been in here. And she doesn't know what the fuck is going on. Fuck me. Fuck. Shit. And what do I leave a note? Can I summon her? Do I know that she can hear me?
Do you focus?
Yes.
You can sense that it is in Denver. And in fact, you can probably, just following your instinct, zero in where it's at.
Let's go, Viv.
Yeah.
Hey, what's
Okay.
your starting vitality?
Starting vitality is 6.
Yep. Within the same city, general direction, so you get a vague notion that they're north.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, let's go hunting really quick. Sorry you had to waste your cover girl.
Oh, it doesn't matter. Maybe it'll come in handy. I don't know. I'm here for it, though.
Also, this is off the record. I feel like I should say. You seem like an
course.
off-the-record person. Okay, good.
Yeah. Everything's off the record with us.
Good.
Don't
Okay.
say I never do anything for you, though.
All right.
Roll. Let's roll wits plus awareness.
All right, I have an ability as a skin rider where I think it might be only when they are using their horrors, but I can give them a point. So I guess if they're not using a horror, I shouldn't say.
Right. Yeah.
Say just
There's
hold
just
on.
following that sensation,
All right.
instinct to try to.
Ooh, 2 10s and a 5. 2 successes.
Oh,
Nice.
beautiful. You go north. Are you going in a car? Are you walking? What's your travel methodology here?
Just sprint.
Got
honestly.
it. Okay.
Full
You're
run.
booking.
Real quick, Viv, are you curious at all? What did you say your girlfriend's name was?
Ajax.
Are you curious at all what Ajax is up to? I could monitor her for 24 hours if you needed me to. All right, never mind. All right, so we go sprinting.
That's a bad deal.
We'll go sprinting.
Yeah,
I have a
you take
logistical
off.
question that has
Yes.
nothing to do
Yeah.
with anything, but I'm curious.
Yeah.
Can you just sprint infinitely as a ghost?
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
Amazing.
He's gonna run around the world.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Batman and Robin.
Yeah.
There is a limit, right? So like it's still like you're still kind of constrained. It's why like ghosts can't fly. You're still kind of constrained by your physicality or like your perception of your physicality while you're alive. So it's not like you can run at an infinite speed like the Flash.
Right.
You're still kind of constrained by that. But yeah, you book.
You say Bolt is the fastest ghost alive, is what you're saying.
Totally,
We
100%.
can't.
Yeah,
Write
absolutely.
that down.
As you
Thank you for that.
You ever hold two opposite ends of a magnet together and they kind of push against one another and you kind of you feel that, right? That's kind of the sensation as you pursue your doppelganger. And but that sensation begins growing more and more as you realize they're moving further and further away from you much more rapidly than you're closing the distance. Until finally you lose that sensation.
You don't feel them anymore.
She's fucking gone.
I wonder if they could tell that you were going after them. They obviously know where you are, or you know where they are.
Probably, but why would they? It doesn't make sense that they would even. Well, they wouldn't run unless someone was chasing them.
Well, exactly. You were clearly chasing them.
But where do they run to? I have Orpheus and I have that garage. I don't go anywhere else other than Logan's apartment now. But that's it.
What's north of us? And I try to piece together what would be the likeliest place that someone would run to from Denver.
Yeah. Do I know if are they just running away or are they going somewhere specific?
Yeah, so you can't tell intent. You just can tell direction and location.
I mean, there's just Wyoming and Nebraska to the north.
There's nothing there. There's nothing in there. Okay. All right. Well, that did the opposite of what I needed it to do.
Maybe you need to do something to draw them back. Maybe, I don't know, do something that would attract them?
Oh, God damn.
Do you know what it is that attracts them?
Tap, 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 tap. Tap, 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 tap.
Yeah, well, anytime we spend a lot of vitality, and usually not in the good way. After the zoo, they showed up. But we're on break. I don't want to just... I mean, I guess we could find something and I could just try and absorb it. But I don't want to just absorb something random.
Yeah. If you want to defeat this person, I think you need to better understand them. You should take your time, Viv. Obviously, they've made a move, and the next time they show up, you should act without thinking. Reaction, something you've been waiting to chop their head off or something. I don't know.
You know, thank you for saying that. Everyone's been telling me the opposite, and I really appreciate that. Thank you.
We ghosts, we're limited only by our imagination. The more I realize it, the more we can accomplish. Certainly more than when we were alive.
I agree. I didn't really see that until my hand was a wrench around a ghost's neck, but I agree.
That was pretty badass, by the way.
Good.
Well, how about we walk back to headquarters?
Fine.
Feel free to destroy anything you want along the way.
Okay. I just kicked the shit out of some trash cans.
Love it.
Yeah.
Do you do your get together with Ben?
Yeah, we're going to the park.
Yeah, Majestic View Park in Denver, or close to it. I think it's kind of right on that cusp between Arvada and Denver. But yeah, at some point you set up a date and time, and he'll be waiting for you. And we'll say it's after you discovered your altar had been.
See, please don't make this the same day.
No.
Okay, good. All right, mentorship. Let's go. Day 1.
Well, you had some questions. That's the impression I got.
I had questions for you.
Yeah. Like you wanted to know more about kind of what was going on, the inner workings, what this meant for you.
Yeah. Sorry, I've been distracted lately.
Everything all right? I wondered you guys had that fucking thing with the Jason, so I mean,
right,
that's
the Jason.
understandable.
I wasn't even thinking about that. So, yes.
Did you really turn your hand into a fucking gun and blow off the bodyguard's head?
After I turned it into a wrench.
Oh shit, that's right. That's fucking badass.
Swiss Army arm. Swiss arm.
Right.
Just arm.
Swiss arm. That's. Did you you tap in any of that darker stuff when you were doing that?
No, technically no, because you can't. I tried.
Okay.
And I couldn't.
Okay.
Because I don't know.
All right. Probably for the better.
Is it though?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Has there been anyone that's had really high spite that's sort of kept their head, or
not without
terrible?
bringing it back down? It's a struggle, right? It's a balance. You got to keep things in check. You know, we've lost folks who've went too far in the other direction. Yeah.
But if there was something strong enough to keep them, they could stay.
Yeah, they got to make an effort, but that's the problem, right? After a certain point, they're so far gone, they don't want to go back.
So now would be a good time then.
What do you mean?
Just to make an effort, just in case.
Yeah, I mean, listen, we've all seen the movies, right? There's like temptation in the dark side. It's all the bad stuff. There's always that call to power. And I mean, the fucked up thing is they're not wrong. It's like they've been prepping us to die our entire lives, or at least have this ability. But there's truth in it. And when people that you work very closely with start walking around looking like monsters, it really drives it home, because after a certain point, you can't hide that anymore. Like what Shaw looked like, from what we've heard, that's how some Crucible folks start looking.
And there's no way to hide that or turn it off.
Not without making an effort to go back.
Okay. Are you doing that or trying not to do that? I don't know how to ask the question.
Trying not to and failing miserably.
Okay. Same.
There are fights out there that Whether it's because Orpheus straight up doesn't know, or they don't want us to know that maybe we're not the best equipped to fight, and you need every fucking advantage you can get. And I'm not losing people on my team.
Okay, that's how I feel, and I understand the people on the team don't want that, right? But somebody has to jump on the grenade, right?
Yeah.
Somebody has to.
Yeah.
Otherwise, people just start dying. And Jason, we can't just hope through things like that. That was our second mission, right? Second mission.
The problem
Maybe
is
third.
the problem is when you jump on a grenade, right? And you're like, that's it. You're done. What happens when you become the grenade?
That's fair. I hate that that's fair. Okay.
Just, you're smart. You know what you're doing. You know what your limits are. But listen when people say you're going too far. Because after a certain point, you're not going to hear yourself anymore.
Okay. I can do that. To be fair, I think I can do anything, which is the problem.
Yeah,
but
yeah, you can.
Okay. Okay. I'm trying to figure this out. When I was alive, there was a very clear point where things would stop. You just couldn't physically breathe. Your legs would stop moving and you couldn't pedal anymore. And that's gone. So
as you're talking, there is a shudder that kind of just reverberates through the park.
What?
You feel it more than see it. You hear some car alarms go off, but like the trees don't move, the trash cans don't move. It's weird. You feel it. You feel it like it's almost like when you were alive and somebody turned the bass all the way up and you can feel it just kind of pumping out of the speaker. It's kind of like that. And Ben sees you kind of pause just like that. He's like, "What's up?"
I don't know. Did you feel that?
No. Feel what?
I hope it's that stupid.
Wait, what time out? What was it?
It was like a wave, like a
the ghost quakes. That's what we call them.
Cash.
Ghost quakes. They're like fucking earthquakes that only either projected us or folks like you can feel.
Yeah.
What?
They're like psychic. They're like psychic earthquakes.
What? What does that mean? And if they're just only us, what do you like poltergeist can feel?
No. I'm sorry. Spirits in general. Yeah.
But you didn't feel it just now.
No, because I'm in my meat suit.
Oh. So what the fuck is that? What does that mean?
Orpheus doesn't know, or at least they say they don't know. They're just this thing where it's like earthquakes. They just pop up every now and again. Sometimes they spit shit out.
From where? Like hell?
Nobody knows.
This is a lot of not knowing. This is a lot of not knowing.
Yeah.
Ghost quakes. I don't remember what I was talking about. The ghost of the earth shook, so...
Yeah.
So we don't know what those are, or what causes them.
How long have you been with Orpheus now?
I don't know. like 3 months, right?
Yeah. Okay. Listen, you're going to learn real quick, if you haven't already started to figure it out, that Orpheus likes to act like it knows a lot. They don't know shit, and they are still figuring this out. And going into shit half-cocked gets fucking people killed. and it is going to blow up in Orpheus's face one day.
Okay. So, is there anyone that we can talk to that's trying to figure it out?
They send teams out. They send crucibles out to look into this from time to time. Like, in fact, they're probably going to send a team out soon to talk to people, talk to ghosts in the area, see if what they felt, kind of map it. That's their typical MO, right? Like, we get reports that one of these things kicked in, they send out a crucible, they try to map where it happened, how far out it went, see if anything came out. If something came out, bring it back to Orpheus.
Earthquake hunting crucible. It's a fun job.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. This is not what I want. This is not what I expected this to be.
Just promise me something. If you find yourself getting too close to that edge, just either talk to somebody in your crucible or call me. Like, I get what you're talking about because I've been there, I am there. And I feel like sometimes two people talking about being the grenade can walk us back from that edge.
I can do that.
All right. Yeah. I get a shark's mouth, for Christ's sake. I got a big old one time my face turned into a shark mouth and I tore a ghost's head off.
Nice.
Sick.
Why are you saying that in a shameful way?
Because I could end up looking like that forever.
Still rad.
Like your mom used to say, when you make faces, they stick that way, you know?
I know that this is all life and death and dangerous, but that is the dopest shit, and I hope I get to see it in a safe place, right? But
that's the
amazing.
problem to bring this shit out. It's never safe. The only ones who can use it are those fuckers who OD'd on pigment. They can just bring this shit up willy-nilly.
Yeah, that tracks for them. I know one of those. Okay.
All right. Thanks for meeting with me.
Yeah. Let's do this again without the ghost quake.
Yeah. Yeah, let's.
Cool.
See you, kid.
Thanks, Benny.
Anytime, Vivi.
Oh, I have a nickname.
515.
Thank you.
You got it. Anything else you would like to do with your downtime?
Kill my doppelganger.
Kill
my doppelganger would be good.
All right, got it.
Every day.
We
Got
can
it.
close that out. Yeah, that's
We'll
all.
get to that. Okay, beautiful. No, thank you. That was good. Abner, Colette, you want a knife fight over who goes next?
Do you want it, Bean Boy? You can have it, Bean Boy.
I'll race you for it.
All right.
That means
What are we
win.
rolling?
Benny Bean. Roll a D100. Whoever gets the higher.
So gross.
And we'll get back to you, Logan, since you're.
Well,
I feel so bad. I'm sorry.
Please don't. I'm having the best
Close
time
you
watching
out.
these
All right.
fuckers.
Well, I rolled a 5.
What'd you get?
47.
All right, Colette's up.
Oh man, I don't.
All right.
Okay.
Do you not want to go first? You don't have to go first.
No, I do. I'm just trying to remember all the things I wanted to do.
Okay, yeah. So let's. We can open up with you and your dad, and then go from there.
Yes, let's do that. I have one thing I want to do before then, so I can
Okay.
give Sergio time.
Beautiful. Let's do it.
I'm gonna call Lavinia or find Lavinia. We must have some way to communicate with each other. We see each other pretty often.
Right. Yeah.
Maybe I'll leave a comment on the forum I did last time.
Okay, yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
that's how I leave a
That's a good idea.
comment.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'll just meet up with them. Probably not at Orpheus headquarters, somewhere like a park or something. No, I'll just give them a call if they can get to a phone, actually.
Sure.
That's
I
easy.
would assume I probably have access to a phone at Orpheus headquarters.
Yeah, totally.
So
totally.
once
Yeah.
once you have whatever intern is on the other side, Hey, Vin, I've got something for you. Are you free this week?
I think I could make time for you. Yeah, Colette.
Okay, so there's this painter, and he's lost all ambition. He has no reason to paint. He takes commission after commission just to make ends meet, pay the bills at the end of the month. But landscapes, portraits, abstracts, none of it brings him any passion. He just doesn't have it.
Sounds miserable.
Well, it's a living.
It's a living.
And without any ambition, he continues on. But one day, there's a knock at the door, right? And on the other side is death. And he's very, very challenged by this apathy. And he gives the painter on the other side an offer. He takes every ounce of ability that the painter has and puts it into a canvas. And he says, you either paint what gives you passion, or you come with me. And we take everything away. 5 years later, the man is rich, he's in love, he's living lavishly, he is painting like he never has before. What does he paint to stop death? And then she hangs up.
Big smile over Lavinia's face. And I think she's going to think about it, and she's probably going to find Colette the next chance she can get to answer the question.
Yeah.
Okay. You all flirt weird.
My riddle is 3.
Should we do the dad first, or do you need more time, Sergio? I don't know how that works.
I think Lavinia's guess is going to be, so if I understand it correctly, death offers, you're going to die unless you paint what you're passionate about.
Yeah, I'll send it to you right now.
Sure. And then many years later, he comes to her. Yeah, maybe talk to your dad for a second. Let me think about this.
Okay, I'll talk to my dad.
All right.
Dad, but yeah, I think I call my dad days after once he's recovered, and we meet at like a Starbucks or something.
Perfect. Yeah. And he's wearing his like typical Mandy Patinkin outfit, button down, checkered shirt, and some khakis, some nice khakis, just looking like a solid dad. He's already ordered a coffee for you. I don't know typically what you like, but I just got you like a. Yeah.
It's okay, Dad. You did great. I don't drink coffee, but I appreciate the sentiment.
Oh fuck! I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. Right. It's fine.
How you holding up?
Why are you asking me that? How are you?
You remember Dr. Goldman from a few years back. I went and talked. I've been going and talking to him.
Yeah.
Just nightmares.
About what happened?
Yeah, and I don't sleep very well.
And how's Mom handling it? Are you two?
Oh, your mother. She
acted like nothing happened.
No, she self-medicates.
Right. I think that runs in the family.
Yeah, let's just say we're keeping the Cabernet industry in business.
Right. Well, I mean, I know that you wanted to have this conversation, and I don't want to feel rude because I did win the Worst Daughter of the Year award when I got you kidnapped by 2 cartel ghosts. But what can I answer for you? Like, how can I get out of this situation as fast as I possibly can?
No, that's fair. Just that I never in a million years thought that my daughter would say I was kidnapped by cartel ghosts. Mm-hmm. What do you mean by that?
Oh, God. Fuck. Well,
first let me ask you this, Colette, because I don't know if I had a stroke from getting hit in the head or what, but I could have sworn I saw somebody's hand turn into a wrench or a gun, or both?
Both, yeah. That's Viv.
That's a person, and that happened. That's a thing that happened, is what you're saying.
Yeah, she's really cool. Anger issues, obviously. You saw the gun. But she's a good person. They're all good people. And, I mean, the second that I called them and told them what was happening, I think they were all racing to see who could get there first, and that meant the world to me. They're just people I work with. I don't know how to properly explain, but everything they said about Orpheus is true. Everything Orpheus sells is true. And I mean, people used to treat it like a practical joke, like it was nothing, like you know, it was a ghost story that they were selling on Discovery Channel. But it's true. They found the afterlife, and people are acting like it's nothing, just like we do with every other major thing that happens in this world. And you saw it. Viv Wrench person is dead. Vin, who saved you with paint thinner, is dead. Nakoa, a beautiful Hawaiian woman who was fading away, she's dead. And my other friends, we can die, but for short little bursts, and then we come back. And if this was any other year of my life, I swear that you would tell me that I was on drugs again. But it's true. You saw it too. And either we both have a problem or that's the situation we're living in. But
is it always like that?
No, sometimes you're at the zoo and you're talking to animals, and other times you're telling a woman she's never going to see her fiance again, and knowing for a fact that you could make it happen, but you shouldn't. There is all manner of death in every flavor. But it's just like life, as far as I can tell.
Holy shit, Colette.
I know how it sounds. And
I mean,
this is why
I believe you.
I couldn't tell you from the beginning, because it would just sound like every other time.
And no, I don't think even in your wildest dreams you can make something like that up.
That's how I feel about my art now, too.
So... yeah, you're okay. That's... You die, but you come back?
Yeah.
I'm not telling your mother that.
Don't tell her anything. She already doesn't talk to me. I don't need to give her another reason.
She barely talks to me anymore.
Well, I would keep yourself tight-lipped about this, or she really won't.
Yeah.
It's half the problem with this business is everyone is so used to denying anything that is tough to understand that they'll deny anything.
Oh, this kind of breaks everything wide open, doesn't it? It's like looking up in the sky and seeing a fucking UFO just flying there.
Yeah.
It challenges your perception of everything. Oh. How did you accept it?
I did what I always did, and I tried to understand it the best way I could. I tried to draw it, tried to make it, I tried to see it real on paper, and I haven't really done it yet. That's why my latest piece sucks to shit, because I don't know how yet.
Don't force it. Don't force it. Don't listen. The contracts, whatever, paint for you, Colette. Paint for you. And if that never sees the light of day, if it never sees another fucking gallery, if you paint it and burn it, great. Paint for you.
I'm trying. I want to make something that means something to everyone, but means the most to me. And Every day it gets a little harder, but I understand a little more.
Well, promise me something.
Yeah.
Take everyone out of that equation.
It's hard. It is hard. There are some new people in my life that they would give you a run, Pops. You would hate them.
Do they make sure my little girl gets home safe?
In a manner of speaking.
That's all I care about.
Thank you.
I'm sorry. I know I haven't been the best father. I'm going to do better.
You're doing fine. You're doing fine.
Can we do this again?
I don't know, Pops. Yeah, we can do it again. Sure.
Just, all right, once a month. We get down, we just get together and we talk.
Yeah, we can do that.
Just so I know you're still not permanently turning your hands into wrenches. Do you do that?
No, I'm not one of them.
Not one of them? There's different types?
Yeah. I'm more of like a light. A big flashlight. A big torch.
You always burned hot.
Thanks, Dad. Tombstone worthy. Thank you.
All right. I know you've got places to go and,
Ghosts to see.
Ghosts to kill. Or what? Yeah. But I love you. I'm proud of you. And I'm glad you're safe.
Right back at you, champ.
Can I hug you?
Of course.
He hugs you. And, yeah. Colette and Dad go their separate ways.
Where's Colette staying in the meantime while they're...
Yeah, where is Colette staying?
So, in my mind, she's been sleeping at the hospital because she feels just racked with guilt over what happened to Logan. So she hasn't left the waiting room. And
we'll say Orpheus, like their employee assistance program, has hooked you up with like a hotel room.
Yeah.
For the time being.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
And I don't think she has made any major moves to stay anywhere new or to pick where it's going to be. She likes that she's kind of stuck in the hospital and the hotel.
Got it.
At least for now.
Yeah, I'm going to throw a wrench in there. We'll say one day, Logan, you wake up and there's Colette.
Hey,
Hi.
you're alive. You have no axe in your chest anymore.
Hey, I've been alive for a while.
Well,
I'm not going anywhere. What are you doing here?
I've been staying here. I'm trying to make sure that you're not dead because too many of my friends are ghosts. It would uneven the ratio, and I'm not prepared for the ratio to change.
I mean, we're technically ghosts already.
I don't like those technicalities. I'm a very fatalistic person. Haven't you met me?
Well, yes, obviously. You know you don't have to stay here. I can give you the extra key to my place and you can just crash there. There's no one there.
No, I'm fine where I am. I feel terrible that you would do this for nothing other than to save an old white man.
He's your dad. Shut up.
He's great. He is, but he didn't need this, not from you. I appreciate what you did, and I'm not discounting it. I love that you dropped at a hat to do that. I love that everyone did. I can't believe that people would care so much about me to do that for him.
Yeah, dummy. We care about you.
I get that. I'm just thankful you did it. Never do it again, or I will kill you.
I make no promises about any of that.
I see. How are you feeling?
Floaty, stupid, the usual.
Isn't it a great feeling?
No.
This is why I keep telling people addiction is a hell of a thing.
I don't like it. I like having control of things, and I have been not in control too much lately.
Yeah? You're done losing control?
I don't think that's... I want to be done losing control, but I don't think that's gonna happen.
I don't think so either. I think we're kind of made for this. I think there are certain types of people in this world, like Orpheus thinks, that are just built for this shit. And I think, unfortunately, you and I were made in love with disaster.
Yep. That about sums it up. I'm sure they can get like another bed or something.
That's fine. I like the chair.
Go somewhere better. This is ridiculous. I'm not going anywhere.
You could have. But okay, I'll leave you. Fine.
I mean, I'm not saying I want you to leave.
No,
I don't want.
fuck
No,
you.
I don't want
You're gonna get exactly what you want.
No,
Fuck
that's
you.
not
I'm
what
leaving.
I want. No, I don't want you to leave. I want you to stay.
Well, then say that, Logan.
I'm just saying. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm gonna say something stupid if I keep saying things.
Fair. Maybe we leave it at that then.
Okay.
I'm gonna go over, fluff the pillows and everything, and then give her a big hug. Give them a big hug and leave.
When Colette leaves, Logan shifts over on the bed as far as they can, so that there's a tiny amount of space in case she comes back and doesn't want to sleep in the chair.
I love that. Adorable. What happens next there, Caleb?
I don't want a scene for this, but Colette does call her sponsor.
Okay.
So that happens.
Okay.
And I think she just waits to see if Sergio can solve the ultimate riddle.
I think eventually maybe you go just because the Orpheus tells you to or not, but maybe you head over to that hotel that they've set up for you.
Uh-huh.
And there is at the door, there's like a really corny like welcome mat, like fresh, like the tag is still on it, still like it's brand new. It's something colorful, obnoxious. And when you walk in, Lavinia is in there in the hotel room, and she says, "I decided to get you your first piece to your eventual new home. What do you think of that welcome mat?"
I think that it is the tackiest thing I've ever seen, and I'm absolutely in love with it. Thank you.
I thought you might like it.
Yeah, you have a real eye for these things. You should have been an artist yourself.
I just found the ugliest thing I could find at Target.
At least you're honest. So, did you solve it? What's up? You're supposed to be the girl for this. So.
This is a particularly good one.
It is, isn't it?
I'm just going to give an answer because I think it's the right answer.
Okay.
Which is that we have to learn to be inspired by the things around us and the experiences we have. I don't think he changes what he paints at all. He continues to paint portraits and landscapes, but finds pleasure in it.
Yeah.
What's the answer?
Well, you're right. He doesn't change anything. Death comes to him and asks him to paint what he's most passionate about, and he paints nothing because he doesn't really care to paint anything in particular. And death lets him live. You got it.
It was a good one, though, Colette. I appreciate that.
Thanks. You want to know how I found it?
I almost was going to say you made it up, but how did you find it?
Nope, I Googled riddles with answer that end in painting. And that one came up, so I went with it.
I remember doing that when I was 3 years old.
Well, call me 3.5.
Lavinia is like actively smiling in a way that is not common.
So, usually with these riddles things, you get like a prize, right?
If prize is pride.
I got something better than pride.
Oh yeah, really?
Yeah.
Is it
two
a welcome
things.
mat?
It's welcoming. I'm really stressed out, and I would love another night like ours. And we lost our painting, so I think we need to recreate. But in addition to that, I've been thinking a lot about something that has been driving me a little nuts, especially this week. And I want to see if you'd be open to trying it.
What is it?
I'm going to be honest. I don't really feel like being me right now. And I think that there are a lot of things that people like me would like to do that would solve that issue right now in terms of things I've done in the past, right? I'm being intentionally vague, I know. I was thinking...
Well, not being vague at all, to be honest.
Thanks. If I leave my body, could you have it for a day?
Why would you want me to do that?
I wouldn't feel what that feels like, and you would feel everything that you've wanted to.
This is coming from a healthy place, a place of...
What about that sounds healthy?
If I'm in that body for much longer, I will be less healthy. So yeah,
why don't we do this? Why don't you leave your body and you come with me and we'll just get into trouble for a week. We don't have to worry about eating or sleeping or any of the things you normally have to worry about. We can just be the two of us, getting into whatever trouble we want. And let's be honest, we're ghosts. There's no consequences.
Okay. Yeah.
You don't need me to be you. You don't need someone else to be you. I get that you want to be out of you.
If I was being honest, I thought that you and I were sort of transactional. I thought if I put that on the table, I'd need to have to offer something. But it's nice that's not the case.
I want you to know that I've been struggling myself with the concept of who I am and what I am and am not capable of, and I've been trying to make choices that I think are different than the choices I would have made when I was alive, that prove that I'm not static, that I'm someone that can change. And it's because I know you that I think I've been making these changes. I suppose you've inspired me.
That is the corniest shit in the world. I love it.
I suppose so.
Yeah, let's take a week then.
Let's take a week. And I will, wait for her to ghost and then show her all my favorite things of like fucking with citizens at coffee shops and,
Nice.
just doing weird shit around town and being as distracting as I possibly can.
Beautiful. Yeah, you'll need to spend vitality to kind of maintain that connection with your body, Colette. But I mean, you go back, you recharge, you come back. You get a pretty good system going down to kind of stay out as perpetually as possible. Yeah, that's good. All right.
I will do one very short last thing.
Anything for you.
I am going to call Hall, was his last name?
Yes,
DEA
Hall.
agent? Yeah.
Yep.
I'm going to give Hall a call.
Okay. Agent Hall?
Yes, this is Agent Colette.
Miss Sawyer.
Yes.
Good to hear from you.
I'm calling on behalf of the Sawyer administration. I want to take your job offer. I just wanted to give you a call. If you could send whatever it is I have to do, like through the mail or written, because if I listen to you say any of it, promise you I won't hear a fucking word of it. But however you want to get in contact with me, thank you, Mr. Hall. I'll see you soon. Yeah, bye-bye. Kisses, and I'll hang up. That's all.
As soon as you hang up, there's another. The phone rings again.
Ah, shit. What?
Not how that works. But we can talk about it.
Okay.
But take a week to think about it. Let's meet next week. We'll go over the details. All right.
Okay. Sounds good. See you then.
All right. See ya. All right. Abner, fucking Abernathy.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm prepared.
What is your plan, my friend?
So the first thing I would like to do is I would like to go into the hospital gift shop and find like the stupidest stuffed elephant or something that I can find.
Yes. Easy enough. Absolutely.
And then I'm gonna go up to Logan's room and I'm just gonna be like, "Hey, kiddo!" And I'm just gonna put my arms like stretched out. I'm just gonna kind of awkwardly set the elephant down on their chest.
Oof.
How are you feeling?
Take a look at Banner, Michael.
I've been asked this question so many times. I'm good. I'm totally fine. Thank you for this elephant.
Did you have to get like stitches or anything?
They haven't really showed me yet. It's mostly been covered up after surgery.
Does it hurt?
Well, not great, but I've had worse, probably.
Could you, if you're sick of like the pain relievers and stuff, here's a little tip, a little trick you might try.
Uh-huh.
Just leave your body behind for a little bit.
I think that would freak the hospital staff out more than have the energy to
they'll
deal
just
with.
think you're sleeping.
I don't think I want to risk that here because I'm already going stir crazy trapped here. And if they trap me here because they think I had a stroke or a seizure or something like that and have to do extra neurological tests on me, I'm gonna lose my fucking mind.
Okay, I just kind of wanted to see what would happen. But if you don't want to do it, that's okay too.
Check the hallway. Hold on, check the hallway.
I'll go check the hallway. You're muted.
Muted. You're muted, Vince.
My apologies. There is a nurse at a nurse's station, but other than that, it's the hallways are pretty quiet right now.
Yeah, so there's nobody in the hallway, so I think you're clear.
Yeah, all right, let's test it. I'm gonna skim out.
Yeah. You skim out, you're outside of your body, floating around, and there's definitely a change in your heart rate. It's still there, but it is very, very low and very, very infrequent.
Like it's not just like a sudden beep.
No, doesn't just sudden beep. No, thankfully, it's still there. It's just much slower to the point where the nurse comes in, and sees you. You're in your skin right there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, hello. I just need to check the connections. I'm not sure this is working right. Nope.
Are they okay?
They're fine. Yeah.
Are you sure? Look at them. They're looking a little pale, don't you think? Why are they responding?
You hear your ear. You
Logan.
fucking asshole. Shut up.
Logan, what happened to you?
Abner.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! The nurse.
I'm gonna use a whale to try and calm her down.
Oh shit!
Screaming? You scream?
There's the whale that makes people calm, right?
Roll. Yeah. Roll. Oh fuck! This escalated quickly. Roll manipulation plus empathy, please.
It's me and Aaron. What do you want?
Wow.
Use my skull dice. Unsurprisingly, one success.
Listen, I'll take it. The nurse is like, Okay. Something's up with her pulse. I'm gonna go get the doctor. I'll be right back.
Yeah, go get the doctor. Yeah, hurry up. Come on.
I manifest.
What a bitch.
I manifest long enough to punch him in the throat,
Okay.
and then I go back into my body.
Okay.
What the fuck, dude? They're gonna keep me here longer, you god!
No, you're fine.
Is the rest of the team okay? Have you seen them?
No, I haven't. I've only talked to one person.
Who? Are they okay? Is she...
Yeah, everybody's fine. You know, sometimes people like to just come by my office and tell me how they're feeling.
Well, you're the boss, and you're in charge of us, so that makes sense.
Yeah. Hey, you getting along with everybody okay?
Yeah, I think so.
How's everybody feeling? Nobody wants to talk to me.
You just said someone stopped by your office to tell you how they were feeling.
Yeah, but not like that.
I can't speak for anyone else's feelings. I'm not feeling them.
You're all like getting along.
Yeah.
Okay, you're all like doing the things that kids your age do. Everybody's behaving in a healthy manner.
I genuinely, and I don't think this is the drugs, I genuinely don't know what you're talking about.
But you're all like friends, you know?
I guess
Well, good.
What? Why are you asking me for friends?
Listen, I'm old. I don't know if you've noticed, but I'm a little up there in age.
You're like
And I
2 years
don't-
older than Dad. You're not that old.
But that's really old compared to you.
I'm 26, not 17. I know that people age.
My point is I'm not exactly on the same social plane as everybody else. And sometimes, you know, you want everybody in the group to be happy, you know, and I don't have a reference for that with you people.
I think it's fine. Colette's been here a lot. Lavinia's been here. Viv is always mad, but I think that's okay. Koa's always sad. I don't think that one's okay. We should check on Koa more.
Yeah, she doesn't want to talk to me either.
Well, that might make sense. Mia scares me. Mia's the one that scares me.
Do you want to know a secret?
Uh-huh.
I look over my shoulder to make sure no one's looking. Mia scares me too.
I don't think that was as much of a secret as you thought it was.
Isn't that obvious?
Yeah.
Oh. She just has that effect on people, you know?
What if you let Mia be leader for a day?
What if I let Mia be leader for a day? What would that entail?
Like, you're not in charge, Mia's in charge? What if that happened?
I don't think that's gonna happen, but
Why
I can
not?
let...
I did my experiment for you. Wait, I did your experiment for me. You do my experiment for you.
Why do you want that? What do you think people
just
are gonna
curious.
get out of that? You're just curious?
Mhm.
Yeah.
You were curious too. They're gonna make me do more stupid things now. Here, you owe me.
Well, okay.
Cool.
But not really.
You suck. Wait, hold on. Wait.
Don't worry. I'll let Mia do her thing.
But like in charge of you.
No.
You have to not be in charge of things.
No.
It has to be her.
That's not how this works.
Yep. Yeah, it is.
Okay, kiddo.
Okay, wait, hold on. Do you want to come to Thanksgiving?
Yeah, I can go to Thanksgiving.
Yay. You and
Hey,
Dad can talk.
Yeah. Are you going out there or are they coming here?
I don't know. I haven't really told Mom a whole lot of what's going on yet.
Do you want to? Okay.
No. She'll get mad.
Yeah. That's okay.
Mm-hmm. But if you're there, then it's all the distraction off of me and onto you because we haven't seen you since that wedding.
Yeah? Well, between you and me,
Mm-hmm.
your mommy and daddy didn't exactly care for that whole experience.
Was it because there was no other person there?
There
Even
was
though
another
you have a
person
wife.
there.
Who?
My wife.
There was no person. We were on a mountain. There was another person. There was the person saying, "I now pronounce you man and wife."
Uh-huh.
But there was no lady.
Yeah, there was a lady. The
Where?
most beautiful lady I've ever seen. And she was all around us.
I'm only coming to this conclusion because it's drugs, and I don't think I would make this assumption if I weren't on drugs. But I'm making this assumption right now. Did you marry a mountain?
Did I marry a... I married my wife.
Is your wife a mountain, though?
Well, my wife is my wife, you know?
But that's not an answer. Did you marry a mountain?
Well, is it that obvious?
What? No, I thought this was drugs, and I just had to ask to make sure it wasn't. Did you marry a mountain for real, for real, for real, for real?
Yeah, she's my wife.
Ah, that's... Are you happy?
Well, I was.
What happened?
Well, then I came here.
There isn't Orpheus in Mountain?
There's no what and what?
There's no Orpheus in Mountain?
There is, well, there was Orpheus in Mountain, but now there's no Orpheus in Mountain.
Well, make a new Orpheus in Mountain, and then you can be happy and not eat beans.
All right, I'll work on that, kiddo.
Okay. You're weird, but I love you anyway.
Mm-hmm. Sleep tight, buddy.
Night-night. Give your mountain a kiss.
I will. And then, I think here is the next thing I want to do is riding the high from being in charge of the crucible that killed a Jason.
Yeah.
Trying to capitalize on that as much as possible. I would like to make a official training video.
Oh my god.
Detailing what I call the
Abernathy
method. And what the video is going to be. It's going to be me in my training outfit, which is like 60s gym attire.
Love it.
And like a weird old green headband scrunchie.
Perfect.
Over my matted gross hair.
Yep.
And there's going to be a training mannequin out in the middle of the firing range.
Okay.
And then I'm going to be explaining everything I did for the other inhabitants. And I'm going to be like, see, what you want to do is you want to run at them faster than they can possibly react. And you just kind of want to scream, and that'll throw them off, and then I'll catch on fire in the video, and I'll be running at the mannequin, and then I'm just going to bear hug it, and then you just kind of latch on there, and then you just let gravity do the work for you.
Is there any lower third text or music? Is this just silently?
Well, so the way this is set up is, so the Abner, I'm assuming, took the time to really in order to create a truly immersive experience for your students. There's really bad, actually there's party hats. So Abner found party hats and glued them to the back of this mannequin to reflect the right?
Yes.
And so to simulate the spikes, and so this is what's actually happening is, Abner, you're lecturing a class, a class of inbound recruits, and they're just recording the lesson for future classes. And so there is this ring of students around the firing range watching you do this. just aghast, mouths open, eyes just wide. It's the instructor, even who you know well from your time in the company, is like, "What the fuck have I just done?" And it's all on video. Yep, and
then I'm gonna kind of like roll up from the ground, kind of like dazed a little bit as the flames are extinguishing, and there's just like a bunch of smoldering party hats kind of like crumpled up against my chest. And I'm just gonna look around to the group and I'm gonna be like, does anyone have any questions about that?
Well, everyone, that please thank Mr. Abernathy for his time. Listen, this was a great opportunity, Abner. We're so happy you were able to join us. Thanks again.
Anytime.
We're going to go back to our classroom and we're going to learn to not do that. And that was amazing. Thank you for that. Anything else you'd like to do with your time, Mr. Abernathy?
Yeah, so if I could.
Absolutely.
How, may I ask?
Yeah.
In terms of like rough square feet.
Okay.
How big is the Orpheus headquarters?
It is fairly big. So you're really talking about 2 main stories and you've got 3 subterranean levels. So a lot of square footage. If you're talking about what I think you're talking about, you're going to need a pretty significant vitality expenditure to.
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay, cool. All right.
So one day, when everything is at peak busy,
sure.
First, let me preface this a little bit
by
saying that the reason I've been haunting the halls so much, talking up high, I'm Abernathy, I killed a Jason.
Yep.
The reason I'm doing that is so that I have an excuse to walk around and keep an eye on where everybody is. And specifically, I want to get a feeling for when, if ever, Mr. Cross and the rest of the higher-ups are coming in and out.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, and one day in particular, after you've been kind of making the rounds, kind of listening to some of the chatter going on in the hallways, you become aware that there's going to be a board of directors meeting on the executive level on the 2nd floor. So you know a meeting is going to take place at a certain time and a certain date.
On that time and on that date, I'm going to be sitting in my office a few minutes before it starts, with the door closed, and there'll be like a poorly handwritten sign on an old piece of a cardboard box taped to the door that says "Do not disturb" in like ham-fisted kid letters.
Love that.
And I'm just gonna kind of start giggling to myself and be like, never tried one this big before. And I'm just going to try to melt slowly into the building.
Beautiful. Okay. So with this, no dice roll is required. You just need to exert 5. You just need to spend 5 vitality.
Oh my god.
It's that easy.
I am Orpheus.
So it'll last for 1.
A willpower.
Okay. Wait, how much is your max vitality?
My max vitality is exactly the number I need, 5.
Got it. Okay, so okay.
Yeah, you just automatically spend that willpower, right?
Yep.
So for it to last longer than a scene, you'll need to expend 1 vitality after that point.
Yeah. Well,
no, I'm sorry. So it's 1 fewer to initiate the possession. So once the scene is over, you'll need to do another 4. Then you'll need to do 3. Yeah.
I think I only need the 1 scene.
Okay.
Because all I want to do is try to covertly listen in on this board meeting.
Got it. Okay. There's all the typical usual conversations, specifically the Orpheus CEO in this case, who is let me get the name for you. I wasn't prepared for this.
Never are.
Yeah,
Welcome to running a game for Aaron.
Yeah, right.
Truly never are.
So Jack Tilton, the CEO, is briefing the board of directors on how operations are going, and the thing that stands out to you the most is that it seems like Orpheus is losing money.
Like, how much are we talking? Like hemorrhaging, or like we're just a little bit in the red?
They're not pulling in a profit, and the cost of keeping this place up and running is exponential, especially when you're talking about the technology for the sleepers to keep them. And Mr. Cross mentions that his donors will ensure that operations are able to continue on behalf of his employer. And while your business acumen is not at an expert level, you know enough to know that whoever Cross works for is keeping this place afloat.
My business knowledge is actually pretty good, but...
Oh, is it? Perfect, yeah. So yeah, long story short, like when he talks about the number of contracts they have, the number of contracts they're projected to have for the rest of the year, that it is going to be a record loss for the company, that they are simply just, with the amount of pro bono work that they're doing in the name of quote unquote research and the amount of contracts that they do have, they are in no way, shape, or form positioned to make any kind of profit to offset the amount of money needed to keep it up and running. Mm-hmm. So, which is when Mr. Cross mentions that provided Orpheus continues to render services to, on behalf of his employers, they will continue to foot the bill for its operations.
And does Mr. Cross at any point mention to any of the other board members? Does he just say my employer?
Yes.
My employer.
Yep.
Like he never says he never gives a specific name of an organization.
Correct. He does not.
Okay.
But you do remember when you two had your conversation, he specifically said the United States government thanks you.
Mm-hmm. So let me ask this then. Is there any kind of, in that boardroom, is there a security camera, video conferencing device, anything that might be like recording anything?
There is not.
I didn't think I would be so lucky.
Yeah, there is not, unfortunately.
Is there anything else like interesting going on in the building while I have a god's eye view?
No, nothing specifically interesting. Of course, you've got classes going on in the sub-levels.
I look in the restroom stalls.
Yeah.
No.
No, he's not. One, Abner's not interested in that. Two,
he's married to a mountain.
Yeah, nothing that stands out to you. Like seeing how other crucibles interact is probably pretty interesting to Abner. There are crucibles that are training together in some of the physical training rooms that are discussing recent operations or doing hot washes. Like they're on the whiteboard, kind of mapping out what went wrong, what could have done better. Actual well-functioning teams, and so it's kind of interesting from that perspective. I'm just playing.
Can I going along that line? While I've spent the insane amount of vitality,
it's a lot. Yeah,
and I'm just torching through it, like coursing through the building, like some kind of all-seeing eye.
Okay.
Can I just get a feeling of like where the other crucibles are at? Like if there's I know there's not like a ranking system, but I want to know like how we're stacking up in terms of performance.
From what you can tell, it seems like the one thing you've noticed is a lot of the crucibles are smaller, and that was something you were aware of when you took over Crucible 12, was that Crucible 12 was kind of a new concept and where they were going to try to essentially put what would traditionally be two crucibles, like of 3 and 4 people together to see how that would function. So Crucible 12 is in a lot of ways an experiment. So these smaller crucibles have either been together longer or have had more of an opportunity to bond with one another because of the smaller size and more frequent operations from what you can tell.
But none of them have killed a Jason before.
None of them have killed a Jason, man. Crucible 12 is the first, and you actually hear people talk about him. Talk about Crucible 12 and the Jason and what that must have been like, and yeah.
What do they say about us in specific? Each member. Go ahead.
Yeah, we need to. Yeah,
well,
we need
so
to
spell
that
break
they
down.
don't
Yeah.
necessarily refer to members specifically, but they said, "Hey, you heard about those fuck ups in 12? They managed to kill a Jason."
Oh, good.
Damn.
Fuck ups, that's us, baby.
Is there anyone in Orpheus that's like accidentally locked themselves in a closet or like just like in an awkward position?
Playing games in their office.
Fuck it. There's 2 people having a tryst in a broom
Yes.
closet
Whoa.
somewhere.
Hey!
Good for them.
Nasty.
I think Abner's not interested in watching that, but he's gonna mess
Got
with
it.
them a little bit. Like he'll take the time to like flip the lights on and off and maybe make a few like weird like building groans.
Ah,
and then he's
nice.
gonna move
Yeah.
on his way.
You freak them out mid coitus, and they decide to maybe wait a little bit longer until maybe they're out of work, and then they
I
leave.
think as they're trying to leave,
Yeah.
they try the doorknob, and for a second it like catches, and then they just hear from the door.
Lots of screaming. Lots of screaming.
They work at a ghost place.
Yeah,
This shouldn't
yeah,
be new
right.
to
They are
them.
at the Ghost Factory. That's true.
Oh, one thing I did fail to mention. I will say with the board meeting, one thing that Tilton, the CEO, did mention is that they are on track to begin installation of the Carillion cameras for their security system here soon. There were some problems with the wiring and kind of refining the prototype, but they are working on getting them installed, hopefully within the next week or 2.
Okay, they don't have a specific date in mind for that.
They want to get it done by the end of November.
That's good information to have. Okay, so that done. The only the next thing I would like to do is, as I'm gonna hold that for as long as I can
Sure.
until I eventually
Yeah.
back in my office, and then I know that those cameras aren't installed yet.
Yep.
Which is good. I am going to snoop around
Okay.
the executive floors.
Okay.
I am going to specifically go check all of the paper shredders,
Okay.
and I'm going to try to maybe I'll hop in like a This doesn't have to be the same day. This can be like the next
Sure.
day or whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll like hop in like the janitor cart that's clearing out the different, shredding bins anywhere that like important documents are like winding up.
Yeah.
I'm going to kind of follow that to like its base, and then I'm going to try to start sneaking bags of clippings out of the HQ.
Okay. Roll dexterity plus stealth or subterfuge.
I think I'm probably going to do subterfuge.
Okay.
Okay, so dexterity and subterfuge. Success is a 7.
I'll give you an difficulty's gonna be 8 on this one.
Oh god, I feel like I'm about to royally fuck myself, but I'm in too deep now. Don't look so excited, Sergio.
That's just
Doing
the,
my job for me.
What's your pool looking like?
So I had 4 dice.
Okay.
I rolled a 10,
Okay. Critical.
an 8,
Okay.
an 8,
Okay.
and a 2.
Wow.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay.
This is
3
good.
successes. You managed to purloin bags of clippings out of, maybe snuck in your lunchbox of beans, some snuck in your,
Beanbox.
like a gym bag for training day.
No, that's canon. I have a beanbox.
I
Got
love
it.
that movie.
Okay.
Have you guys seen
Got
that
it.
movie,
Okay.
Beanbox?
Yeah, you yeah, and the thing is, having that reputation, which I think may maybe be intentional, of being the crazy bean guy with the crazy bean box, nobody pays you any attention.
Never
And
do.
you managed to get quite a few clippings out.
See, they always underestimate the weird old man.
beans.
They do. They do.
And all of those are going back to my old warehouse,
Okay.
and I'm keeping them all in the safe
Got it.
where we would keep like cash and stuff.
Yep.
And I'm not going to do anything with them right now.
Okay.
I just want to begin rat's nesting them.
Okay.
And then the very last thing I'm going to do is, were we told to stay in town?
Yes.
Okay, never mind. I'm done.
Okay, cool. That was a good one. Logan, you were eventually released from the hospital after about a week and a half.
Logan is stir crazy by that point.
Yeah.
They can't call 3 of their friends that they would actually want to talk to. Colette's not there when they wake up, and they try not to be sad about it. They don't want to call Mia because she's scary.
Yep.
So Logan's just been like picking their fingers and like making like balls of any paper they'll give them.
Beautiful. Yeah. Did you want to, and this goes for anybody, did anybody want to improve anything with any of your experience points, learn anything new?
I'm gonna hold on to mine for now.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, I got a spite point, so I'm okay.
Okay, cool. You look like you're thinking, Eli.
I just got to double check if I have enough points to up my willpower by 1.
You might. Let me, so with the expenditure, let me double check here for you.
Don't remember
It's
the
like
math.
the rating times 2 for willpower. I might be wrong.
I believe it is. So you should have plenty.
Yeah, I just got to double check because how much it costs to get my, because I upped pools and stuff last time, like a while ago. I just got to figure out how much.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, Logan, is there anything specific you wanted to do?
So okay, I have a question. Enigmas in this game, is that like knowing about ghosts specifically, or
No, that's like puzzles and stuff. Puzzles, riddles. No. Yeah.
But would a cult be knowing about ghosty things?
Yeah, let me find a good description of that for you. Here we go. So that is, it grants a character knowledge of the supernatural and otherworldly in both theory and practice. It gives them with the ability to discern fact from fancy, and this is perhaps the greatest gift. Yeah, so absolutely.
I think Logan's well, oh no, I already have a thing in that. Then,
Get 2 points in occult.
That's true. Yeah, I think Logan's super, like, gets to the point of boredom and pain that they're just like, I want something to distract me. And so I think they call Kate and ask for just like any research we have about Jason's and about whatever Shaw was, like a step away from Spectre, and just reads up, because next time they're not going to get their chest carved open, they're going to fuck shit up instead.
Fair enough. All right. Yeah.
So I want to use my experience points to get another bubble in a cult.
Beautiful. Yep.
Instead of anything useful to my actual character.
Yeah, some of it is redacted and compartmentalized, but there is enough in there for you to be able to tell, which is probably just as frightening. There's not a lot that Orpheus knows about him. So it's both shocking to see how little is known, equally shocking to see how much is redacted, but you're able to get a better idea of how they function. And essentially the working theory is that people who take too much pigment and either voluntarily or involuntarily separate from their bodies, leave their bodies open to possession by outside forces. And adjacent is what specifically happens when one of those outside forces is a specter.
Okay. And because I have personal trainer, I can do it at, like, I think it's if it's times 3, I just have to do times 2. Right.
Yep. Or let me.
Where's that? Was that?
Check that for you. So a background is current rating times 3. So whatever the current rating is, times that by 3, and that's how much it'll cost to increase it by 1 more dot.
Cool. So that'll be 3. So I still have a bunch of XP to use. Okay, cool. Yeah, I think Logan's week at the hospital is pockmarked with friends and overarchingly full of anxiety and impatience and trying to lie to their mom.
Love that. If that's it.
I'm in there for pretty much the full week, right?
Yeah, but what we're so when we come back to it, it'll be Wednesday, November 21st.
I
So you have
think
until that point, about 2 weeks.
I think Logan waits a while and then just texts Colette, "I have a secret," and sends it. And then tries to find Koa.
Okay.
Well, yeah, you can always find me at Orpheus. I'm probably just hanging out somewhere
In the smoking section.
in the smoking
Yeah.
section. Just
We
like a
can
little
say-
nook.
Yeah, we can say there was a day where they actually brought Koa in specifically to brief the Banshees on her encounter with the Jason and with the near Spectre.
Yeah. Be out there training, explaining things just casually.
That's right.
Did we all get called to brief our individual
Yeah, totally.
archetype?
100%.
Fucking terrible.
Oh, great.
100%.
I just stand at the back and watch her teach all of them
Mhm.
and wait until she's done.
Yeah, I'll wrap them up and stuff like that. And
How's it going?
you look good. Standing.
Yeah, vertical is better than not.
Yeah. What's up?
That you got really tattered in that fight.
Yes.
And I know you've told us what'll happen if you... I mean... What do you think happens after that?
I don't know. That's part of the fun about it. Don't know.
Do you want to stick around? Are you wanting to stay and be with all of us? Not us specifically, but all of us as this, whatever it is we're doing.
I had my time, I got to live whatever life I was allowed to live. I don't know why I'm still here. Something has put me here. There's something more going on. And I'll just figure that out until it's time. When the ancestors want me to go home, I'll go home. Shouldn't be afraid about that.
I'm not afraid of it.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna be stuck here afterwards anyway, so what does it matter?
What do you mean?
I mean, if my body dies, I'm still gonna be stuck here. I'm still gonna have to do all the same shit.
You're not guaranteed an afterlife, even if you have the ability to do it now. So you should probably enjoy the life you have.
It's all gonna go tits up anyway,
It doesn't have to. Or, you put in what you get out. Yes, I've seen us multiple times in the field. There's a lot of good and a lot of bad. Just gotta be able to navigate it better. What are you worried about?
I'm not worried.
Of course you're not.
I've had a lot of time by myself the last week, and I think I've just thought myself into circles, and you're the one that thinks the best of all of us. So I came to the thinker.
Well, elaborate. What have you been thinking about? You gotta give me something.
It seems like a trick. We're supposed to live our lives, and then something shitty happens to us, and then everything's different. And I know change is inevitable. Vin and I were talking about how change is inevitable, but I don't know. It seems like you expect something from life, and then it ends, and then it's done. And I've known this for fucking years, and it just everything feels like a lie. And when I try and do something to keep everyone safe, everyone gets upset. And when I do something stupid, I get upset. And I don't even know what I'm trying to say. It just feels like a big cosmic joke.
I don't think anybody's mad at you for the choices you're making and for the good intentions you try to put out.
Intentions and impact are not the same thing.
No. But we can get those impacts and make those results if you're willing to put in the work. I mean, there's nothing I'm going to tell you that's going to make you feel better because you're right. And maybe you're not here for that. I get that. But, you know, that's life. Bad things happen. Sometimes it fucking ends. You can't change it. So why wallow in it? Why be upset about it? Just be. What are you afraid of? You're afraid to be and exist in life. I'm dead, dude. There's nothing for me.
Thank you for the reminder.
I know what I am, you know, and you need to also know who you are.
I mean, you're not dead to us.
No.
We want you around.
Yes. And I would like that as much as time will permit. But I'm prepared to go. You got to get to a point where you're prepared to be exactly who you are and what you want to be.
I think that's the problem. I've been prepared. I've been ready for it forever, and it just keeps coming back to this. It feels like a shitty yo-yo. Shouldn't it just be clean?
I mean, the definition of insanity is banging your head against the wall multiple times and expecting a different result. Maybe you aren't prepared. And maybe you need to change your perspective.
Speaking of perspective, that thing you do, you go all and you know, looking into the future past. I don't really know I've never really figured out what it is.
It's called forebode.
Forebode. That seems apt as a
What
name.
about it?
I don't know, I don't pull my weight as a banshee when I yell. Maybe I could try and do it more in a thinky way.
I would like nothing more than you to grow and expand your abilities to do that. But if you cannot wail, you shouldn't be looking into the past or the present. If you cannot learn to understand emotion, you can't be able to understand the imprints that are left behind and are in the future. You will be lost and consumed by it.
You won't have to do it alone, though. Wouldn't that be worth it?
I mean, it's kind of an alone thing. I mean, you can share those visions with other banshees. It's possible, but I mean,
I got it.
It doesn't change the fact that you still have to be grounded.
Gotcha.
So why don't you focus on growing your whale or understanding its purpose?
Okay.
Happy to help you if you need that.
Maybe another time. I'm tired. I'm gonna go.
Of course.
Thanks.
Of course. I'll be around.
Logan goes home.
Colette, do you respond to that text?
Yeah. She writes back, I've got like 1 million too. What's yours?
All right, back. It's about AB. You're never gonna fucking believe it.
I feel like I learned something I can't believe about him every day. What's new about being dead?
Logan's gonna type, "Come have dinner with me," and I'll tell you. hover their finger over the send button.
Send it. Send
Come on.
What if
And
we
then
just tap on
backspace a little bit
Oh.
No. Lunch?
and say,
coffee?
I need to get out. I need to stretch my legs. You want to go on a walk?
I have been thinking the exact same thing. I'd love to.
I'll go get her. Okay. Here,
All right.
Finn. You remember how I told you that when I was like 11, we went to a wedding and there was no one there? I mean, there were people there, but like there was no person that he was marrying there, and he was
At
on a
Mount
mountain.
Rainier.
Yeah.
Me and AB were talking about we're gonna go on a hike up to see it.
Don't go on a hike with him. Oh my God, do not go on a hike with him on that mountain.
What do you mean? It was really sweet. You should see the way he talks about nature. Like we were talking about our hometown in Seattle and how beautiful it's up there, and he kept talking about us reaching the summit and seeing it. It was really sweet, actually.
And he told me that when we were at the wedding, there was someone there, and she was all around us.
What?
He said his wife was all around us at the wedding. What does that mean to you?
Is this like a Jesus thing?
No. I would honestly, I'd probably have a easier time understanding it if it was, but that probably also comes from like my like anglicized like knowledge of religion rather than like an open, kind of thing.
Right, you're rambling.
Right, sorry.
What does this fucking mean? If it's not a Jesus thing, what is it? I mean, he was there. There's no what?
He's fucking the mountain. That's his wife.
Oh no.
Yeah. I thought I was on drugs and that like I wasn't making the connection, and I'm like pulling her down to sit on a bench because like I'm getting too excited. My ab muscles are getting tense and it's hurting, so I'm making us sit down.
We talked about that mountain for like 20 minutes, Logan.
I know.
Oh no.
Mm-hmm.
He was so excited. Oh
Why do you think he was that excited? You can't go with him. You're gonna go on like a conjugal visit to a mountain.
No. Okay. There's no like proof, right? There's no way. There's like maybe he was fucking with you, right? Like the beans have to be an affectation, right? Like there's no way it's all true.
That man's always been weird as fuck. I mean, we could. I don't know how you check. Is there like a database for people married to mountains?
Look, I know that this is sort of getting off the topic of solving AB, but does that mean that when he jumps into like the TV and things like that, is that cheating? Is that adultery? Is that like does he get off on being the Jeep? Because we were in the Jeep with him a few times like that.
No, there's no way. That one I will not ever think of that way. We can't do that. The TV, I don't know.
Listen, I've had like weird bosses before. I've had pervy bosses before. But mountain fucking?
I mean, I've seen firefighters fuck on a mountain.
But not
the same.
the mountain?
Yep, not the same.
No one's digging holes in Mountain Range. Oh god. Oh.
Okay, don't think about specifics.
That's what the snake holes are for.
How could I not think about specifics? Do you think that Kate knows?
I don't know, but I don't think it's our business to tell her. I just had to have this knowledge, so you had to have this knowledge. I couldn't have this knowledge alone.
Well, of course. I'm so happy you brought it to me. I mean, we're both going to die for this.
Oh, absolutely.
There is no way the mountain man lets both of us live.
He doesn't have to know, you know. Oh god, you don't know. You don't know this information. You're better at lying about shit like that than I am.
Yeah, but not about mountain fucking. That's something I talk about every second of every day.
When have you've never brought up mountain fucking ever in our friendship, ever that I've known you ever.
Welcome to the second half of our friendship. I think we should tell Vin.
You want to tell Vin?
I want to tell Vin.
There's like a weird thing with them.
I know.
Are you making trouble on purpose?
Yes. No, we don't have to, but this is something like back pocket information. Should I talk to him about it?
No, don't tell him I told you.
This is like a virus. Like, I feel like you gave me Hep C or something.
This is a much
I am
less fun way to get
desperate
that.
to spread it. It is the worst STI I could be given, and now everyone must have it.
No. Oh, I shouldn't have told. I just wanted someone else to know.
And now I do.
Fuck.
And I thank you. It's a great walk. The greatest walk.
Yeah.
We gotta plan a vacation. The whole gang. We're all going to Seattle.
I
Back to
hate that I
Mount
really
Rainier.
want to do this. I think it's probably your excitement that's infectious, but I actually want to do this now.
We all do.
I don't want to be present when he does anything on the mountain,
I do.
but
Hi.
oh god.
So she can paint it.
Oh no.
Yes.
Listen, a lot of people don't
Paint
want
me
to
like
see
one
how
of
the
the French
sausage
girls.
is made. I am not that person. I want to see. It's like research. It's what we do.
Research.
I don't. Okay.
Do you think he got into it before the ghost or after the ghost? That's my last question.
That seems like a pre-ghost thing, and now that he has ghost things where he can just possess.
It's just even easier for him.
Yeah.
You think he goes back home and he jumps in the mountain?
Maybe.
Oh,
He got really sad when he was talking about it though, because he used to be there, and I asked if he was happy, because really that's all that matters. But like,
is it all that matters?
I mean, there's a question of consent since it's a mountain and doesn't have sentience, but
Wow, I never really thought of it that way.
yeah.
Huh.
This is Prometheus with the fire. I shouldn't know this, and now that I do, I'm going to die because of it.
No,
It-
you're
it will
not. I
haunt
won't
me.
let you die because of this.
Wow. Thank you for telling me.
Thanks for going on a walk with me.
Of course, we should walk more. I like this.
Yeah.
I don't see nature at all. So
No, I'll take you with me next time I go hiking.
sure, we can visit a mountain.
Lots
You
of them
are
in Colorado.
Trouble.
Maybe it runs in your blood.
Absolutely. Nature love? Sure. Nature fucking?
Nature love.
Absolutely not.
Just saying. I mean, I said I was okay to watch.
If it's not a person, I'm not in.
Well, that is excluding a lot of fun.
I'm You are twisting my words, and it's very fun.
That's all. Thank you for this information.
Yeah. Don't
I
tell anyone.
me? No.
Okay, no, but think about it like this. We have to have a cool reveal for it. That's the thing.
Oh, I'm pretty good with cool reveals. Yes.
Okay, but like, don't do it without me. I want
course
to see
not.
everyone's face.
No. Trust me. When it is revealed, everyone will be present.
Okay. Now I feel bad, like I'm betraying his trust. Now this feels bad.
No, I would never do it to hurt Bean Dad, but the world needs to know. Love is a powerful thing. It needs to be shared, Logan.
Celebrated.
Appreciate it.
Love is love.
Cheers.
Love is love.
Love is love.
A message from Mayday. Love is
That's
love.
right. Love is
Go
love.
see your mountain today.
That's right.
Happy Earth Day. That was last week.
Happy Earth Day.
Earth
Happy Earth Day.
Hey,
Hey! The aristocrats. Anything else?
No, I think
Logan?
I've taken up more than enough of everyone's time.
No, you're good to go. So to bring this to a close, we'll go to the week of Thanksgiving, towards the end of November. Thanksgiving in 2018 falls on the 22nd, just Thursday. You know that Orpheus headquarters is going to be having its annual holiday, its annual Thanksgiving party for the company on Wednesday the 21st, the evening, right? It's a big to do. They're gonna be offering people who want to volunteer as designated drivers paid time off. Like, it's a big deal. They're gonna have food, booze, the whole 9 yards. It's gonna be a good way to wrap up, start wrapping, ringing in the holiday season, and then everybody has paid time off the day of Thanksgiving and that Friday to going into the weekend. So gonna be a big deal. On Wednesday, November 21st, Logan, Colette, and Abner, you get texts from Kate saying,
boy.
need you at headquarters 911.
Oh no.
Multiple exclamation points.
I think right as soon as the message sends, I just kind of rise out of Kate's floor and I'm like, so what's the deal?
Oh shit.
She jumps, but you notice that she does not. She looks not just nervous, she looks terrified.
Uh-oh.
Oh fuck.
Is this because I came out of the floor again?
You need to get Abner. You need to get everybody here now.
All right. Like right now.
Right now. And do not tell anyone other than your crucible.
Okay.
Meet me. Meet me in briefing room B on the second floor.
All right. 15 minutes. I sink back into the floor and go back to my office and start calling everybody.
Okay. When you all eventually convene, you all see this too. Kate is scared.
Can I expend a vitality point to try to soothe her?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Vince, I have a quick question while you
Absolutely.
I don't have 5 lethal damage anymore, right?
No, you are at we'll bring you up to injured.
3 successes for one vitality expenditure.
Okay. Yeah, you soothingly whisper, kind of use your voice to soothe her, and she begins to calm down. But there's still almost like this look of panic.
Mm-hmm.
We've had a crucible go missing.
Uh-oh.
Shit.
Where?
Which one?
Boulder, Crucible 5. One of their sleepers is dead.
Fuck.
Dead?
Dead.
What are you doing?
We know that means that they died in the pod. Like they stopped.
They died in the pod, which means their spirit was probably annihilated as well. Boulder, we sent Crucible 5 up to Boulder. There was another ghost quake. An object came through. Based on reports, we sent them to get it.
Do we know what the object was?
I'm like looking Kate, yeah.
It was like a rock from what some of the reports we got were. We sent them up to get it. We sent them up to map it. We sent them up to talk to some of the nearby residents, dead and living, find out where it originated, find out they went off the radar last night. Their sleeper died sometime overnight. There was 4 of them. There was Alex Perry. Their spirit, he's missing. We don't know where he is. Shane Ramos.
Could you tell us what they were also, like what their designation was within the Crucible? Like
Alex was a haunter. Shane Ramos was their sleeper. He's a skin rider. He's the one who passed away sometime last night. Sorry, I should have had this for the other one. We lost Beth Cooper. She was she is a skimmer. She's a skimmer. She's a wisp. And she looks at you, Viv. Ben Cotton.
Oh.
No.
Uh-oh. What do you mean?
He was the Crucible lead. We don't know where he is.
And he said you didn't know anything about why these quakes happen. Is that still true?
So yeah, we have no idea.
But we know something came through the other side.
Yeah. And something to look for it. We don't know where they are.
So what are we doing? Are we finding them, or are we figuring out what this thing is and stopping it?
Both, if you can. Get up there, get up to Boulder, find them, retrace their steps. Their objectives were examine the impact site, talk to any witnesses in the area, find out what the effects were, if there was any injuries, establish the area affected, locate, retrieve debris if there was any, document it. We told them we expected them to stay overnight, and if they, if there was anybody, I'm sorry, we told them that if there was anybody suffering from any ill effects, like ghosts, any people that were endured trauma, that we would send somebody to go get them an exam back here at headquarters. We haven't heard from them.
When was the last time the Crucible checked in?
The last time we heard from them was at the briefing. They were sent out yesterday. And it's been 24 hours.
How long were they out before they went poof?
8 hours.
Well, so that means they didn't get slaughtered instantly. That's better.
And the only indication we have of them going missing is their sleeper dying in the pod?
Yeah.
And I assume they stopped answering their cell phones and things like that.
There's been zero contact.
Okay.
We'll find him.
Yeah.
We'll find him.
Don't tell. Do not tell anyone. As far as everybody back here is concerned, the party is continuing. Everything's fine. We do not want anybody to panic.
Okay.
Let's go.
Discreet cleanup crew. Beep beep. I'm a Jeep. What's that, Mia? You want to ride in the driver's seat while I'm the car? Okay, let's go.
And with that, we'll bring today's chapter to a close.
Oh. What if instead we just played all day?
Yeah, right?
What
Absolutely.
That was
Part one. We're gonna take our second break.
But then Amanda would miss the finale.
That's right.
That's true. We can't do that.
We need everybody here for the finale.
We're going to need Mia for sure.
We need everybody. So that's it, everybody. Hope you had fun watching. We had fun playing. This was a good time. Definitely love these beach episodes. Yeah, thank you. So tune in next time. Date to be determined. We got to get together after this and figure out when we're going to have our finale. But as soon as we know, you will know. And join us next time as we bring Book 1, Don't Look Back, to a close. In the meantime, thanks for joining us, and we'll talk to you soon.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
See ya.